I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. Quarter piece, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. I got hustle, though, ambition, flow inside my DNA. I was born like this, and born like this, immaculate conception. I transform like this, perform like this, but else you a new weapon. I don't contemplate, I meditate, then off your head. This that put the kids to bed. This that I got realness. I just
my name is Ho, H to the O-V. I used to mold snowflakes by the up. I guess even back then you can call me CEO of the ROC. Ho, fresh out the frying pan into the fire. I be the music biz #1 supplier. Fly it in a piece of paper, bear my name. Got the hottest chick in the game wearing my chain. That's right, ho. Not DOC, but similar to them letters. No one can do it better. I check cheddar like a fool. Boy, I start on the bottom. Made my way to the top. Boy, I'm gon' keep winning. No, I cannot stop. Remember I had a limb. Turned that to a lot. Always been 100. Put that on my block. Used to want it for no. Now I want that drop. Yeah, I know I do what I want. Now 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 I do what I want.
Hello and welcome to another edition of This Week in Laker Football, your exclusive week-to-week look all season long into the West Bloomfield Lakers varsity football team. I'm Tyler Kieft alongside head coach Zach Hilbers on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. The Lakers coming off a big win on the road in Oxford, going into Northern Oakland County. Your final OAA Red Division matchup of the year, and important to end OAA Red Division play against a really solid Oxford team that, as you said last week, has been getting better every single year. Their skilled players in particular are improving on a week-to-week basis, and they didn't make it an easy matchup, but your team took care of business. What was the big difference maker between Clarkston and Oxford that made Oxford a little bit less of a tough opponent in the end than Clarkston?
Yeah, they're a really good team. They're really tough kids and everything, but for us, it was really about limiting the mistakes we made against Clarkston. So a big part of that was trying to simplify things for the kids. We didn't want them out there thinking too much, made it a little bit easier rules in terms of their alignment, their assignment, really defensively and offensively, and just let them go out there and just play confidently, knowing what they were supposed to do. And it sure seemed to work, at least for that week. It was a lot of fun, and it was a great game.
And it seemed like, particularly on the offensive side in the rushing game, was where there was a stark difference in the game plan between last week and this past week with Oxford, particularly getting the football in the hands of the quarterback, Rick Nance, who had over 80 yards rushing, his best rushing game of the season, 2 rushing touchdowns, which is nearly as many as he had all last season. And Brandon Davis-Swain, who had over 50 yards on the ground, as well as a rushing touchdown. Was that something that was part of that design to simplify your game plan going into Oxford?
Yeah, we know, or at least we think we're at our best when our quarterback runs part of our run game. And week 2 early on against Groves, Rick took a kind of a weird shot to his knee, and he was okay and obviously able to play through it, but it really kind of hampered his mobility quite a bit. So we had been protecting him a little bit with our play calling, and we got to the point watching him play against Clarkston where he looked like he had his mobility and his confidence back. So we kind of tried to reintroduce some of that into our game plan and into our play calls. And he looked great, and getting the ball to Brandon out there, a lot of it was short yardage, and he ended up popping that one long one, which was kind of cool. But yeah, that was definitely part of what we wanted to do.
It's no secret in the OAA and high school football at every level, your team's not the only team watching film. Clearly, Oxford had been watching the use of motion before the snap from both Clarkston and Rochester Adams. They really threw that into the fold with Jack Hendricks at quarterback and having Luke Johnson as a really dynamic running back in that offense last week. What was your answer to those 2 really dynamic young players that played really well in that loss on Friday?
Yeah, those are both 2 really good players. I talked to them both in the handshake lines and told them I thought they were tough as nails, and they run hard and they just really go out there and compete. But to answer your question on the motion, a lot of that goes back to we simplifying the rules for our defense and in terms of where we're going to line up and how we're going to react to different formations. Because what Oxford will do is they'll flip their tight end in their wing, and then they'll motion people and change their strength multiple times before they even snap the ball. And we thought that, if we threw too much at the kids in terms of our rules and our assignments, that can get confusing, when you think you know your job and then 2 or 3 things change in a matter of 5 seconds and then they snap the ball. It's, during that time you're processing, a lot's going on. So part of the simplification process was knowing that that's what they want to do and really just keeping it easier for our guys. So yeah, did our jobs change, but not too drastically.
And that showed up in the execution of that game plan defensively. We think about that play where they were going for it on 4th and 2. They're marching into positive territory. Luke Johnson's going to get the football, and we saw on that play a big stop in the backfield on Luke Johnson, preventing them from getting that first down. And that simplification definitely played into a role in the front 7, but also in the secondary too. For the second consecutive week, John Edison had not 1 but 2 interceptions last week, his second consecutive week, with a pick. And so we're getting more guys also involved on the defensive side, making critical plays. How big has it been to have guys like Will Espy and guys like Jonathan Edison coming in and playing not only good football in coverage, but making plays now at this point in the season too?
Yeah, I'm really proud of those 2 in particular. They've had, some chances early in the year to play in spurts, but it was never really consistent. That's tough for a kid to kind of keep their head in the game and keep, their focus on the grind and their job and getting better each week when they're not seeing immediate results. But both of them really were ready when their opportunity was called. Will a couple weeks earlier, and Jonathan's been, against Clarkston and against Oxford, and played a little bit against Chippewa Valley. And every time he's kind of stepped up and answered. So, we told him, the more you do that, man, the more we got to keep you on the field. And he's earned that. And I'm really happy for him and him, both of them, and really all the kids that got a chance to get out there and show what they can do.
Also, what played a factor in that game at Oxford on Friday was the weather. It got progressively more severe as the game went on, a little bit of a drizzle in the first half. But by the time you're going out there near the end of the first half and into the second half, that rain is pouring, it is cooler, it is windy. How much of a factor did that play in your game plan evolving over the course of that Friday night?
Well, luckily, part of our goal was to get an early lead, knowing that weather might be coming. And whether it came or not, we knew that if it did and we had the lead, that would put them in a much tougher position. And we think it did. And we were able to have a couple really long drives and put the game away where it kind of left them behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, it really spelled a bit of toughness for both of those teams to be able to execute on Friday night, given the conditions. Oxford content to run the football, but a team that loves to spread their offense out typically and get guys down their depth chart and in the receiving core involved heavily. Weren't able to do that on Friday night, and both these teams turning over the football a couple of times, and that in part due to the wet conditions on Friday night. Taken away from that Oxford game, a blowout victory to end OAA Red Division play. A few tough games coming up as you head into playoff time. Southfield A&T coming to town on Friday night at 7 o'clock at Lakers Stadium. And of course, we'll have our live coverage on Civic Center TV. What lessons did your team learn, in particularly the coaching staff, last week, and what will you take from that game into these last couple weeks of the regular season?
Well, I guess just the overall idea that sometimes more or less is more, you know what I mean, for what we throw at the kids. Because, you can get really complex, but if they don't understand it, then what's it doing for you? You're only causing some harm. Now, we can't go out there and do the exact same things on either side of the ball against Southfield and just expect it to work. So we have to, I guess, make sure that, we're fresh and we're new this week in terms of how we're going to attack them. But, the underlying theme can still be the same, that we got to keep it simple, let our kids go out there, just put them in the right spots and let them go play.
Lakers took care of business against a really good Oxford team on Friday night. All these teams in the OAA Red Division, tough to beat on any given Friday night. Now they got another challenge, the OAA White Division, Southfield A&T Warriors coming to town on Friday night, coming in 7-0 in their OAA White Division crossover here at the Swamp. Our live coverage will begin with This Week in Laker Football at 6 o'clock, Laker pregame show at 6:30, and kickoff at 7 o'clock at West Bloomfield High School in the Swamp. We'll take a break. On the other side, we'll talk to one of the players, and then later on, Coach Hilbers will rejoin us, and we'll talk about this week's big matchup against Southfield A&T. Stay with us on This Week in Laker Football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Nance takes a snap, good pocket, looking, rolls forward, gets met by a defender, escapes, throws it deep down the field, and caught at the 40-yard line, on his feet, down to the 30-yard line. And what a recovery for Rick Nance and his senior tight end, Brandon Davis Swain.
Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Watch West Bloomfield Lakers football all season long on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. Join Tyler Keefe and Matt Catoni each week for live, in-depth, and exclusive coverage before, during, and after the big game. It's your local high school football team on the road and in your backyard on your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Welcome back to This Week in Laker Football, your exclusive week-to-week look into the West Bloomfield Lakers varsity football team all across the 2023 season. I'm Tyler Keefe, joined now by Jonathan Edison, junior cornerback for the West Bloomfield Lakers. And 2 consecutive weeks, 2 consecutive starts for you, your first 2 starts of your varsity career, and already having a big impact, a couple of interceptions last week at Oxford and an interception the week before at Clarkson. How excited are you after a very strong first 2 weeks in the starting lineup?
It's very exciting. Just go out there and make plays. It's what you prepare for. It's what you strive for, what you kind of dream about and stuff. So it's really exciting.
In terms of preparation, was there anything different for you, coming into these last two games, knowing you were starting versus preparing for coming in certain situations within that game plan against other teams throughout the season?
Not really. Just keep working your technique, keep doing what you're doing. I've been, coming in every week, just trying to get better. So that was really the focus of these past couple of weeks, just keep getting better and be ready for the opportunity.
And John, it's your first season on the varsity squad, and this team is chock full of talent in all three phases of the game. How does that help you in your development to be able to, talk with guys like Jameer and Bryce who are going to D1 schools, including a Big Ten school for Jameer in UCLA, and for Bryce going into some action next fall at Central Michigan, and also be able to communicate with guys like Brandon Davis-Swain, and on the offensive side, some of those guys over the last few years like Samaj Morgan, about their experiences, about their development, and help that grow your game?
Go learning from those guys is great because they're where you want to be essentially, and competing with everybody in practice. We got a lot of talent on the squad, so just learning from the seniors because they're where I want to be at pretty much, and just competing with all the competition at my position just helps me get better.
This week, the Lakers will be taking on Southfield A&T, 7 o'clock kickoff on Friday night at West Bloomfield High School. And that's a big matchup. Great wide receiving core in Southfield A&T, and an even better quarterback in Zeke Marshall, one of the best in the state of Michigan. So does that add a little bit of extra excitement coming into Friday night, knowing you're going up against the best of the best this weekend? If you're able to take care of business against Southfield A&T, you can compete with anybody in the state of Michigan.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a lot of excitement coming into this week. Just getting better. It's a rivalry week, so it's a big thing in the school and it's a big thing with the team. So it just kind of motivates me to keep going harder and keep getting better so I could perform this week.
Those last couple weeks, very exciting interceptions against Oxford and against Clarkston over the last 2 weeks. You've taken to social media. You're really using that on your sort of recruiting trail and build that name for you nationally with some of your favorites like Charles Woodson and Will Johnson and Deion Sanders. So, with that, John, as we're looking at your career going forward at West Bloomfield High School and you continuing to build your game as a cornerback, who are some of the players at the next level, past and present, college and pro, that maybe you look up to and maybe look to model your game after?
Definitely Will Johnson. I like him, his game. Tre'Davious White in the NFL, he plays for the Bills. He's a really good player. I watch his film a lot, pick certain things that he does and just model my game after. Now, obviously, the two seniors that I got ahead of me, Jameer and Bryce, two really good players. So there's a lot of stuff to, learn from them.
Jonathan has.
Yeah, that's it.
Jonathan Addison with us, junior cornerback for the West Bloomfield Lakers on This Week in Laker Football. You can tune in to every West Bloomfield Laker football game on civiccentertv.com/Lakersports. Listen on the radio on 89.3 Lakes FM, and of course on cable television locally on Civic Center TV. And you're a 4.0 student, great in the classroom and outside of the classroom on the football field. Preparation is a huge part of being ready for the game on Friday, especially as you're going up against a variety of different offensive schemes, a variety of different levels of talent at the quarterback position and at those skill positions, both of which you got to have a big focus on. And for cornerbacks, for defensive backs, they got to have that full field vision to be able to play both in coverage and man-to-man, but also to be able to provide support. So in terms of preparation, what are some of your focal points week to week, and what are you looking to improve on going forward this season and into your senior year?
I think my preparation, just focusing on my alignment, assignment, knowing what I got to do coming into every play, knowing all the different coverages, stuff like that, just focusing on that. I think just preparation for my senior year, just, keep getting better and keep doing what I'm doing. Obviously it's working, so just keep doing it and keep getting better.
Big few weeks for Jonathan Addison, looking for a few more big weeks as the Lakers wrap up their season. 2 more regular season games ahead. Southfield A&T this week, Friday. Next week, the Lakers go back on the road to Oak Park for their final regular season game. Then it's on to playoff time. Jonathan, any last thoughts about this season or going forward and your goals and motivation for the rest of this year?
Make it as far as we can in the playoffs. And, yeah, that's it.
Full team effort from the defensive backs, the defensive scheme all together as well. It's all three phases, and Jonathan Edison and other young guys on this team in their junior year already having big impacts, especially now as the season is coming to a close. We'll have a short break on This Week in Laker Football. On the other side, Coach Hilbers will rejoin us. We'll preview this week's big rivalry matchup between the West Bloomfield Lakers and Southfield A&T. Senior night on Friday at WB. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. Our coverage will begin with this show, This Week in Laker Football, at 6 o'clock. The Laker pregame show with Matt Catoni and I at 6:30. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few moments on This Week in Laker Football. Hendricks under center, one man in the backfield along with him. Moves the man out in motion. Hendricks takes the snap, getting some pressure, throws to his left side, down the field, and is picked off. Once again, Jonathan Edison, the young man, the junior, his first year on the varsity squad, not one, but two consecutive games with an interception.
Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Follow us on Twitter at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Welcome back to This Week in Laker Football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Your exclusive look into West Bloomfield Lakers varsity football all week long, all season long. I'm Tyler Kieft alongside head coach Zach Hilbers. The Lakers taking care of business last week, a big victory on the road against Oxford. Now you're coming home, senior night, your final home game of the regular season, and a big matchup. Southfield A&T coming in. These are two teams in southeastern Michigan that were really looked at as some of the power players in Division I coming into this season. You're coming in 5-2. They're coming in 7-0. And the Southfield A&T team, much like yours, loaded with talent. And these last 3 weeks, they have been on a tear, 111 points to 13 over their last 3 opponents. What are you looking at with this Southfield A&T team as they come in on Friday night on a tear and on a win streak of 7 games?
Well, yeah, they're really good. They're really talented. But I just told the kids in our meeting, like, look, they're really good. We know they're really good, but I think we're pretty good too. And it's always a pretty emotional game for them. A lot of them have grown up together playing either on the same Little League teams or against each other for what's probably been 7-8 years in a row. You know what I mean? And it's always an anticipated matchup because of those factors. And we know it's going to be a competitive game. We just hope that we come out on top.
We see those games like Clarkston and West Bloomfield that's got that kind of Michigan versus Michigan State rivalry feel at the high school level. This is kind of another one of those with North Farmington or with Farmington that also comes into the fold where those personal relationships and that just friendly competition that plays a role in it. But you mentioned that they're loaded with talent. They got a blue chip quarterback in Zeke Marshall who's going to be going on to Kansas next fall. They got a lot of talent at the skill positions and in all 3 phases. But as you said, so does this team. How does that help you get ready, particularly in practice when you're getting your Jimmies and Joes ready for theirs?
Well, I guess we know that for as good as they are, that it's nothing that we've never seen before. You know what I mean? Because there's sometimes you play against a team and you're like, we don't have anybody like that, and it's hard to prepare for somebody like that. You know, like I think back to Clarkston when they would have all these, 4 D1 linemen they would throw out there, and it's like, yeah, we might have 1 or 2, but like it's really difficult to prepare for. They have an unbelievable dynamic quarterback, but we think ours is pretty good too. They have some great receivers, but we think ours are pretty good too. So we've seen, now obviously not the same players, but we've seen people of that caliber, and we think we've played a really tough schedule, and it's hopefully prepared us to the point where we can go out there and get a win on Friday.
That being said, a lot of this team coming in from Southfield A&T, they are upperclassmen, particularly seniors, guys that were on that varsity squad a year ago or have been for several years at this point. Does that help from a coaching standpoint, from a game planning standpoint, to be able to see that progression and that development over the years, having seen them last season playing at a high level, and I've been watching their film from this season?
Yeah, I would say it does. It definitely helps. But, you can also, when you look at a kid like Isaiah Marshall, their quarterback, we've started as a freshman against us. We've seen him for 4 years now, but we've seen him get better too. I heard about the kid in 7th grade, and he's lived up to pretty much everything that was thrown at him when he was really young, which is, really difficult and impressive to do. Give him credit. But yeah, he's definitely gotten better too. He hasn't plateaued or anything. He's worked on his body. He's faster. He can always throw the ball. He's gotten bigger and stronger. So.
And the Lakers have come into seasons or throughout seasons in the past been highly ranked, been highly touted as one of the best teams in the state or the best team in the state, given the talent, given the performance. They've been in the position the Southfield A&T team is in. Knowing that position, knowing the pressure that comes along with it, knowing what it takes to be beaten by a team at that level and to beat a team at that level, does that help your guys personally get prepared for a game like this, or at the very least help those younger guys that haven't been in a juggernaut versus juggernaut matchup like this on Friday night?
Yeah, I think the experience definitely helps, but I don't know how much the rankings play into it for our kids, because I think, if we were both 0-7, we would get up for this game. Obviously, it hasn't happened either way in the last few years. We've been, pretty successful programs, but, no matter what the records are, I think we'd be ready to go. And so just the fact that, we're 5-2, they're 7-0, just kind of adds to it.
This time of the year, playoff points play a factor also, especially when you're going up against an undefeated team. They've had a tough schedule in their own right, played a lot of really good teams and beaten a lot of really good teams. A win on Friday night could be huge for a few weeks down the road. How much of a motivator is that for your team looking toward playoff time, knowing you're likely going to be playing on Friday nights beyond the end of this regular season?
I would say it definitely is for us as a staff, because we're just trying to fight to make sure our kids get a couple home games in the playoffs. We want to get to the playoffs, get to that finish line, and then, if we're there, we want to be able to play here. And winning on Friday would go a long ways toward helping that happen. Whereas, if it doesn't go our way on Friday night, we're kind of leaving it up to chance, and whatever we get, we get.
Zach Hilber's with us, the head coach of the West Bloomfield Lakers, 5-2 after last week's win at Oxford, and Southfield A&T after their win last week against Farmington, coming in 7-0. They've won 3 consecutive games by a margin of 111-13. 2 out of those 3 were shutouts, with the 13 points all coming from Rochester a week ago. So as you get your kids ready for this game, they have those personal relationships, that hype behind this game, all eyes on Oakland County and on West Bloomfield High School on Friday night for that matchup. How do you keep them focused at the task at hand, or is that something that's more of a internal self-motivation from the players themselves?
I think it's just taking each day by day, period by period. So today, we're going to install our game plan, and that's all we're worried about. This is what we're doing this week. And, and tomorrow we're going to run through all our offensive stuff. Wednesday, we're going to run through all our defensive stuff. And we have a routine that we believe in, and we got to stick to that just, because obviously it's easy to look ahead to Friday and get excited about it, and you probably should. But if we're focused on Friday, we're not going to be focused on getting better throughout the week, and that's the most important thing.
As a former player at West Bloomfield High School, an alum yourself, a longtime coach on this staff, and knowing what that senior night environment feels like as a player, coming into this game, having that environment, just the third and the final home game, potentially the last home game Lakers could see in this season, how much of an extra motivator is that? How much of an extra boost does that give the morale of this team coming home for this big of a matchup on senior night and being able to give their seniors one heck of a farewell if they're able to beat Southfield A&T on Friday?
Yeah, it certainly would be a great send-off if we can get the job done. I don't know how much extra motivation they really needed for this week, but they have it, You're right, they might be the last time a lot of these kids go out there and play on this field. So, whatever happens, we just hope that they're out there giving it their best.
Lakers taking on Southfield A&T, the Warriors from the OAA White Division, coming to town Friday night, 7 o'clock kickoff. We'll have the game live for you on Civic Center TV, on 89.3 Lakes FM, and on the Facebook page of the West Bloomfield School District. You can also listen on 89.3 Lakes FM and watch online for our pregame coverage, beginning with this show at 6 o'clock, and Matt Catoni and I on the Laker pregame show at 6:30. Coach Hilbert, your final thoughts before we let you go this week and get ready for Southfield A&T on Friday?
you know, we just want to have a good week. I know the kids are really excited and like they're amped up, and I just think that, like I said, they're a really good team. We know they're a really good team, but we're a good team too. We just hope that we're going toe-to-toe with them like we have the last few years, and we come out on top.
Very competitive matchups over the last few years, both here at West Bloomfield High School and on the road in Southfield. We'll get another big matchup on Friday night live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. That is going to do it for this week's edition of This Week in Laker Football. Come back next week and join us for the latest updates on the football team all season long. We'll recap Southfield A&T and look forward to Oak Park, plus look forward on the rest of the season and into playoff time. For our entire team at Civic Center TV and the West Bloomfield School District Athletic Department, I'm Tyler Keefe, thanking you for tuning in to This Week in Laker Football.
Find local municipal meetings at our program schedule on civiccentertv.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at civiccentertv.com and click schedule at the top of the screen.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Watch West Bloomfield Lakers football all season long on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. Join Tyler Keefe and Matt Catoni each week for live, in-depth, and exclusive coverage before, during, and after the big game. It's your local high school football team on the road and in your backyard on your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM. You're watching and listening to your home for Greater West Bloomfield news, Civic Center TV and 89.3 WBLD Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield, Kego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, 89.3 Lakes FM.
The perennial contenders versus the new big dogs on the block. Will the surging champions of the OAA White Division continue their tear through southeastern Michigan, or will the hometown Lakers play spoiler on senior night? Good evening and welcome to another exquisite night of West Bloomfield Laker football. I'm Tyler Keefe, alongside the Michigan man, Matt Catoni. Your Lakers having dropped 2 out of their last 4 games, including losses to Lake Orion, the OAA Red Division champions, and the OAA Red Division runner-ups in Clarkston. But in between those, 2 impressive wins a few weeks back at home against Rochester Adams, and then last week also on the road against Oxford High School in a rousing victory in the rain. Let's take a look back at week number 7. The final OAA Red Division matchup of the season for the Lakers, with no shot at the division title. That made this contest about one thing only: getting primed for playoff time. Right off the bat, Oxford starts with the ball, and the West Bloomfield defense came up big, making a stop on 3rd down and taking over with the football early. West Bloomfield marches up the field courtesy of its rushing game with a couple of defensive stars in Jameer Benjamin and Brandon Davis Swain, plus Rick Nance getting involved on the ground as well. The first on the board is the 245-pound running back, the Punisher, Brandon Davis Swain. Impossible to stop. Lakers take the early 7-0 lead. But here come the Wildcats. The sophomore quarterback Jack Hendricks and junior running back Luke Johnson slicing and dicing the Lakers defense, marching up the field, and Jonathan Edison, well, he's had enough of that, picks it off deep in the red zone for his 2nd consecutive game with an interception. And then it's back to the bread and butter for the L boys. Cam Flowers on the ground, Brandon Davis Swain in the air, but the football is on the ground. A mouse in the house, and the fumble gets recovered by Oxford, saving them off of a turnover of their own. Into the second we go, and another short drive of nothing for Oxford. West Bloomfield marches up the field, but slick conditions starting to play a factor. They'll have to settle for a 40-yard field goal from Justin Ward to make it 10-zip. Now it's time for an answer for Oxford. They advance up the field and give it to Luke Johnson for some 4th and 2 hero ball, but the Lake Show says no. Turnover on downs, heading back to West Bloomfield. Then Jameer Benjamin goes for a joyride. Big rush up the field, setting up a quick dash for the Punisher, and a Rick Nance quarterback scamper into the end zone. Lakers in full control, up 17-0. But don't forget about those gritty Wildcats. Sophomore field general Jack Hendricks making plays too. And then he finds Dean Rice for the low grab into the end zone. Oxford finally on the board and brings this thing back to 10, 17-7 in favor of West Bloomfield at halftime. On to half number 2, and Mother Nature has come to play, but so have Rick Nance and company as well. He finds the flash, Marquise Morris, who makes his way up the field shortly after. The quarterback skips back across the goal line. Lakers 24, Oxford 7 after the PAT. On the ensuing Oxford drive, Jack Hendricks continues to drop dimes and make plays on the ground, but this Lakers defense, with its newfound friend Mother Nature, shuts them down. Oxford forced to punt again. That brings up a long drive for the Lakers, but with big plays from the Colorado-bound Brandon Davis Swain and from Marquise Morris, who takes the football on the ground, and then on a road trip. One-way drive, no stops, destination end zone. Lakers go up 31-7. Lakers 38, Wildcats 19, and now it's back home for the big one. Undefeated Southfield A&T coming to the Swamp on Friday night. Stand at 5-2 overall with 2 weeks remaining in the regular season. Tonight, a battle of land and sea between the Lakers of West Bloomfield and the Warriors of Southfield A&T. The OAA Red Division champions from last season, not the case in 2023, and the OAA White Division champions who are coming to town tonight looking to leave 8-0 and well on their way to being one of the top seeds in MHSAA's Division 1. This is a game chock full of talent. We'll get to that talent in just a little bit. We'll take a short break and come back with more of the Laker pregame show on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home. Take a break and tune in to the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Keefe and Diane Chabon as they go through headlines, events, and update you on the day-to-day in Oakland County. Catch us live Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99.
Today I'm going to tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. Cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Follow us on Twitter at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
A cool and windy night at West Bloomfield High School. Rain expected again at the Swamp for the final home game of the 2023 regular season. West Bloomfield taking on the Warriors of Southfield A&T. And before the break, Matt, we talked about the talent on this field tonight. West Bloomfield definitely in possession of its own war chest of talent. Last week, Zach Hilbers, before that Oxford game, said he wanted to simplify the game plan, get the playmakers the ball, make sure everybody knew their roles clearer, and were able to execute. And that all began with the big fella. Brandon Davis Swain was excellent last week on the road in Oxford. 4 carries on the ground, 56 yards, including a long 46-yard dash that took him near the end zone. Got into the end zone early on in the game, and also had nearly 100 yards in the air on 4 receptions on all 4 of his targets. He pulled the ball in, and that's on top of his performance all throughout the season, Matt, where he's been unstoppable on defense, over 50 tackles and over 10 sacks coming into last week.
Yeah, it was really funny at the end of last week's game, and being able to be in the locker room after the cameras were shut down and everything. Hearing Brandon Davis Swain and the team come in the locker room, Brandon Davis Swain was actually laughing about his 47-yard run, calling himself slow and laughing about how he got hawked and saying he should have finished it off and it should have been a touchdown. But he really played phenomenal. It was incredible to watch him out there, and it's just been phenomenal to see what he's been able to do this season.
And that's what Brandon's all about. There's always something that he can improve on. There's always something the team can improve on. That's what gets him playing at such a high level. But it's also key in the simplified game plan to make sure you're getting guys the football and getting them opportunities where they can use their skill set to the best of their ability. And last week, a key to that game plan was speed. Marquise Morris played a huge role for the Lakers last week on the road at Oxford, on the ground and in the air, both on the blue turf last week. 5 receptions for 76 yards and 3 carries for 52 yards, including a 48-yard dash to the end zone. Look for him tonight on jet sweeps and some pre-snap fly motions also to throw off the Southfield A&T front and be able to help facilitate some of those other playmakers getting involved, Matt, especially with Elijah Durham back in the fold tonight.
Yeah, really having Durham back is going to be very important against a team like Southfield A&T. Nigel Dunton's going to be someone to watch, a bit of a, revenge game to an extent, transferring over here from Southfield A&T. And we even saw Jameer Benjamin get involved on offense last week, going back to what Zach Hilbers said before the season about getting everyone involved on the offensive side of the ball.
Big night for West Bloomfield's seniors as you're seeing roses being handed out to some of our favorite senior players. 1, 2, and 3, Rick Nance, Marquise Morris, and Nigel Dunton all being recognized as they go into their final home game of the regular season as a West Bloomfield Laker. And as our seniors usher in their final home game of their senior regular season, we look toward the future, and a bright future on the defensive side of the ball, particularly in the secondary. Big performances over the last 2 weeks by Jonathan Edison Jr. in the Laker 25. Over the last 2 weeks, he's got 3 interceptions, including 2 last week on the road in Oxford. He's only been starting over these last 2 weeks, but Coach Hilbers said it in This Week in Laker Football. Every time he's gotten on the field this season and he's gotten an opportunity, Matt, he's made the most of it.
Yeah, really, that's the most important thing that you can do as a young player on a team like this. You have to make the most of every opportunity you get. He's doing that, and he certainly has high aspirations for himself, and that's just something phenomenal to see from a young player.
These young players want to send their seniors out the right way. What better way to do that than to take an undefeated 7-0 Southfield A&T team, a rivalry game every single year, and play spoiler to their undefeated regular season in your final home game of the regular season. West Bloomfield chock full of talent, but that's the same case on the Southfield A&T side. We'll take a break. On the other side, we'll analyze some of the big-time talent the Warriors are coming in undefeated tonight against the Lakers alongside with. We'll talk about that more and preview tonight's game coming up next on the Laker pregame show on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Find us on Instagram at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Days are gone. That's
Thank you.
Thank you.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
One of the best scenes we see every season, these seniors getting recognized, their families also being recognized on the field at Lakers Stadium, a big part of what makes this culture in Laker football what it has been over these many years, dating back over the past decade plus through Ron Bellamy, Tyrese Grice, and now Zach Hilber's administration as head coaches of this team. As we see these seniors go out, they greet their families, they get recognized by the Swamp and the Laker faithful on site at West Bloomfield High School, and a great opportunity for this fan base also, Matt, to say one final thank you and hopefully not a goodbye, but a goodbye for now to these players who we'll hopefully see back at Laker Stadium during playoff time.
Yeah, really, if all things go right, this is ideally not the last home game for the Lakers. So really, that's something that I'm sure is on every senior's mind. We have to make sure that this is not our last home game, and I expect to see them really come out with a high level of intensity.
So many players making an impact on this team are those seniors, as we see Darian Hicks take the field, a key player down the depth chart in past seasons, getting his starting opportunity this season, making an impact. Same goes for Blake Simmons, and those are two key guys that have been seen on the field after two of the stars that get all the recognition all the time before them, and Brandon Davis-Swain and Jameer Benjamin. It's not just those D1 seniors making an impact. Those other guys like Blake Simmons, like Darian Hicks, have been huge for this team in 2023.
Yeah, really, it's not just about the stars on this Lakers team. It's an acclamation of all the talent. Just really, it's been phenomenal to see how other guys have stepped up. You know, Brody Pecor especially, I know he's not a senior, but he's really stepped up tremendously at the linebacker position.
We mentioned earlier on the families being such a big part of this Lakers football culture. They're heavily involved in this team. They are organizing everything that needs to go on for this team behind the scenes so that the coaches can stick to coaching, the players can stick to playing football, and the fans can root on their team and expect greatness every single week. That doesn't happen, Matt, without some very supportive parents. And these parents are not just supportive of their kids. They kind of adopt the whole team in some way, shape, or form as their own kids all throughout the season. That makes this a family on the football field.
Yeah, really, I couldn't put it any better myself. Really, you hear it at the next level, even for college, for pros. You know, a team is a family. High school, it's the next level. Your family become extended families. You become familiar with everyone's brothers, sisters, parents. It's just, you know, you become close on another level.
Generations of Lakers have had this tradition on the field. Great to see these 2023 seniors who've had to fight. They've had to go through some adversity. Look, 2 losses. That's not a bad season by any stretch of the description. But for West Bloomfield Lakers, that's not what you expect. You expect to be coming into this matchup with Southfield A&T as we see the Warriors in the background taking the field. You expect this to be an undefeated versus undefeated matchup. The battle for who's going to be, you know, right there at 1 and 2 overall in the state with Belleville. Not the case this season, but these Lakers have been fighting through every bit of adversity. We saw that as teams like Rochester Adams chased back at them, as teams like Clarkston were running away with that football game a couple weeks ago. Though this squad has not given up one bit from start to finish in any game this season. That is a huge part of what makes them successful and what can make them very successful going forward.
Yeah, they are a very resilient group. They never back down. They never give up on a game. It's just they recognize the moment that they're in, the potential that this team has, and they're really just dedicated throughout the game, mentally and physically.
as we see the final 3 seniors being recognized tonight, including Mohamed Menassi. He's been looking for his time on camera over the last couple of years. Every time we talk about This Week in Laker Football, every time we shoot This Week in Laker Football, he comes up and asks, when's my interview? When's my time on camera? Mohamed, your time on camera is tonight, being recognized on senior night, as are all of these seniors and their families at West Bloomfield High School as we get ready for the biggest game of the year, undefeated Southfield A&T coming to town, and they are bringing their dogs tonight for a big-time dog fight on the field at the Swamp, and that is led by none other than Isaiah Marshall, the senior quarterback, a 4-year starter at Southfield A&T, and he is one of the biggest monsters under the creeping in the corner of any player you're going to see on the football field across the state of Michigan, a Kansas commit that can do everything you want a quarterback to do on the football field.
I mean, really, the most dangerous quarterback is an experienced quarterback. And having 4 years of varsity experience, that's just something he has above on almost every player on that field tonight. It's going to be interesting to see how this Lakers defense tries to attack him. Really, the only way to try and throw him off is to get that pressure right up the middle, so I expect to see Brandon Davis-Swain to try and get familiar with him tonight.
He gets those playmakers involved. Not the biggest season yards of passing wise for Zeke Marshall in his senior season, but this team is undefeated in the process. Nearly 1,400 yards passing this season. That's in addition to 7,000 overall career passing yards over the last 4 years, and loaded with talent on that team. And that begins also with one of his favorite targets for the Southfield A&T Warriors, someone that's been his favorite target over the past several years, and that is Tashi Braceful. Going to D1 schools also, he'll be headed to Toledo next fall. Tashi Braceful, top 100 player in this 2024 class, ranked number 15 in the state of Michigan, and he is a big-time target on that Southfield side, the heir apparent to Elijah Durham here in West Bloomfield.
Yeah, really, it's going to be phenomenal to see how this receiving core matches up with this talented Lakers secondary. I really think we're going to see a high-scoring game here tonight. I mean, Southfield A&T had a high-scoring game with Groves, similar to West Bloomfield, only West Bloomfield didn't give up as many points to Groves. But I expect to see some fireworks here tonight from both offenses.
Yeah, those Falcons had put up the most amount of points against Southfield A&T all season long with 35 way back in week number 3 at home in Southfield. West Bloomfield looking to do the same tonight, going to have to score some points. That's going to be a lot easier said than done when you're going up against Jalen Todd, who's going to be following his quarterback, Isaiah Marshall, to Kansas next fall.
Yeah, really, seeing players follow each other to the next level is, I love watching it, because then you just get to see, maybe if they're lucky enough, they'll follow each other to the pros too. But it's fun to watch guys go from the high school level to the college level to see what they'll be able to do together there.
Yeah, Jalen Todd, a key player for Southfield A&T, a 3-star recruit in his own right, top 50 in his class also. And the Lakers going to have a tough task tonight against Southfield A&T in all 3 phases of the game. As we take a look back at Laker Stadium, the football team getting ready to come right back out onto the field in its entirety. We saw the seniors earlier on, and Matt, with it being senior night, you want to send your seniors off on a high note, and the Lakers hoping to do that tonight. We'll take a break on the Laker pregame show a few minutes away from kickoff. We'll get the final details and start off all the action in this juggernaut matchup at West Bloomfield High School. Laker football continues next on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Find local municipal meetings at our program schedule on CivicCenterTV.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at CivicCenterTV.com and click Schedule at the top of the screen. Take a break and tune in to the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Keefe and Diane Chabon as they go through headlines, events, and update you on the day-to-day in Oakland County. Catch us live Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Watch us on demand at CivicCenterTV.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99.
Looking for a score, a schedule, a story? MHSAA.com has you covered. Our newly redesigned website has everything you need to follow high school sports in Michigan. And it's optimized for mobile use. Fans can submit scores on a Friday night, check playoff pairings and game times, or read about the student athletes from your community. Your first stop is MHSAA.com. Connect with us online and get everything you need all in one place.
Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Follow us on Twitter at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Welcome back to West Bloomfield Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Senior night at West Bloomfield High School. The biggest news in town is this undefeated Southfield A&T squad coming to town tonight. And the one thing standing in their way from an undefeated season are your West Bloomfield Lakers right here at their home stadium for the third and final time in 2023 as we anticipate them coming into the stadium led by their seniors, 5-2 on the season, looking to have arguably their biggest win in 2023, a team that came back from behind 2 weeks ago against Clarkston, the OAA Red Division runner-up, a team that was very close against Lake Orion just a few weeks ago on the road in Dragon Country against the OAA champions. Tonight, looking to be victorious. Here come the Lakers, led by Nigel Dunton doing his cartwheels, Brandon Davis Swain, and this class of seniors in their special black alternate uniforms with those white numbers, looking to have the Southfield A&T Warriors number in 2023. A team that they've been able to compete against over the past couple seasons and duke it out for some wins. Tonight, an even tougher task against an undefeated Warriors team. That will be tonight, and then next week the Lakers will have one more game to take care of business for in 2023 on the road, going up against Oak Park next week. Oak Park Knights are the West Bloomfield Lakers matchup to finish off the season. Another team out of the OAA White Division having a bit of a struggle in 2023, but every game counts and every game is important. They've had their own fair share of matchups, and now playoff points becoming a factor as we get toward the end of the season, Matt.
Yeah, really, those playoff points are going to be huge as you're trying to get a home playoff game.
Take a pause and recognize those serving our country with the Star Spangled Banner and Laker Express.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous skies. Through the ramparts we rise, we're so gallantly sing, and the rocket red land above bursting air. They broke through the night, and our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of
The national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. Their seniors also being recognized tonight. Our choir performers, our athletes, and everybody in the senior class of 2024 being recognized at West Bloomfield High School tonight. A big game, the biggest game in town across the state of Michigan, as you see Zach Hilbers in his first season at the helm. He's rose to the test before. Can his Lakers rise to the test tonight against one of the best teams in the state of Michigan? If they do, that'll be the biggest story in town come Monday. And every week, Monday through Friday, every morning, Diane Chabon and I with the latest news from across the greater West Bloomfield community on the Splash Live. Tune in. We'll talk to newsmakers from all across the community about the latest news, events, ongoing projects, and more. Just this week, had a chance to go out to Pine Lake Park, the newest park in the West Bloomfield area, with West Bloomfield Parks and Bloomfield Hills Schools, their official dedication. Talked to Kelly Heyer on the program earlier on this week, and also recognizing Breast Cancer Awareness Month as you see players wearing pink on the field as well all throughout the month of October. Had a chance today to have Diane Chabon speak with the Shades of Pink Foundation, and you're able to get the latest news from right here in your community every single week on the Splash Live, including updates on West Bloomfield Lakers football, as we're seeing both teams and their captains out on the field, including the Lakers with many of their seniors on the field for the coin toss tonight. And Matt, a big game for this Lakers team, and big game for Southfield also, as they're chasing Belleville for that top seed in the state.
Yeah, really, so many emotions tied into tonight's game with it being senior night. But really, that almost has to take a back seat, as there's so much at stake in this game for both teams. So this Lakers team is really going to have to come out focused if they want to have another home playoff game.
Southfield winning the coin toss and deferring to the second half. So West Bloomfield will begin with the ball tonight to start this game. Matt, what do the Lakers have to do offensively to get over this senior-laden and tough-to-score against team in Southfield?
They have to limit mistakes. They have really done themselves in several times throughout the season. They have to limit those bad snaps, and especially they can't get any penalties that are going to set them behind the sticks.
Yeah, penalties have been affecting the Lakers all season long. 29 penalties on the offensive side in particular for 141 yards. That's an average of just under 5 yards per penalty all season long. Doesn't seem like a lot, but that can add up. Regardless of the result from tonight's game, we'll talk about it next week early on This Week in Laker Football. Head coach Zach Hilbers and I every single week, plus players and coaches analyzing your team, getting to know some of the players, such as Cam Flowers on the show earlier on this season, and everything you need to know about your West Bloomfield Lakers team all season long, after Southfield A&T, before Oak Park next week, and all throughout the playoffs. Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. 48 minutes up, 12 minutes on the clock. We'll get this thing underway. Southfield A&T kicking the ball off to Cam Flowers and company for the Lakers. Return at the 10-yard line. Lakers take it to the left side of the 20, shifts inside the 25 to the 30-yard line. That's where Cam Flowers, just shy of 30, will go down, and where the Lakers will begin this drive.
Yeah, really a rare time that we've seen a team kick it off to one of the Lakers returners. You know, not necessarily a flashy return, but sets the Lakers up with good field position to start this drive.
Lakers got plenty of talent on that offensive side. They're going to have to get all those playmakers involved against a very stout Southfield A&T defense. Marking at the 31 on West Bloomfield's side on the left hash. Rick Nance will start off in the shotgun. Trips to the right for West Bloomfield. Nance, quick look to the right. It's deflected right away. Matthias Davis gets in on that from the jump and incomplete on first down.
Yeah, it looked like they had a screen dialed up, and Southfield A&T was able to sniff it out. But one thing I noticed right there at the bottom of your screen, Southfield A&T had their corner lined up one-on-one, pressing Elijah Durham while having off coverage on every other receiver.
Second down and 10 for the Lakers. Just under 10 seconds gone off the clock on that first down and off the kickoff. Nance with Morrison shotgun in motion, takes the snap, rolls outside back to the 30, gets contact. He's going to lose 1, maybe 2 yards on second down, bring up third.
Yeah, really, Nance's veteran poise right there, showing to an extent. Nothing really there. Recognizes that, so he tucks the ball and tries to at least get back to the line of scrimmage to minimize the loss.
They'll bring up a third down for West Bloomfield. Got some whistles on the field and a timeout being called by Southfield early on in this game. While that's going on, Matt, I want to remind you that every single week we'll review this game. Matt and I will review the game on the Splash Live, and you'll see a recap every Monday. So whether you can tune in for this full game or not, you'll always have the latest news and information about your team. The Splash Live, Monday through Friday, beginning at 8:30 a.m. and live to tape all throughout the afternoon. Diane Chabon and I talking to the latest newsmakers across the community, new events, projects happening in our community, the latest updates on some big things happening across all 4 communities as we talk about those projects. Pine Lake Park, the new Connect Senior Center location, new developments happening in Kego Harbor, and plenty more all across the greater West Bloomfield community. The Splash Live, only on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Third down and 11 for the West Bloomfield Lakers. Referees whistle this active. Trips to the right for Rick Nance with 1 man in the backfield. Snap to Nance. Pocket is lost. He rolls out to his right at the 25-yard line, tripped up, and that's where he's going to go down. 3 and out for West Bloomfield. and Southfield A&T making quick work of this Lakers offense.
Yeah, the pressure is definitely getting there for the Southfield A&T defense. I mean, not really giving Nance any time to just sit there in the pocket and try and see what's there. And if he is able to have time to diagnose the play, Elijah Durham is definitely looking like he is getting open so far tonight.
Tough guy to escape there. The tackle credited to Mauricio Clayton, the senior. Big guy, very strong guy, squatted 405 for 5 reps way back in March. Saw that on social media. Tough guy to escape from, and if he's going to hit you, you're going down. Punt off to Alos. A little bit of an Australian style. Rolls off to his right, kicks it off, and it's going to be recovered at the 42. Southfield A&T on their feet to the 40 on the opposite side, down to the 30-yard line, and they're still on their feet. Inside the 20, inside the 10, inside the 5, but the ball is loose, and West Bloomfield says they have it. Wow. Your pendulum swings the other way, and you make it swing right back at you. Opportunity knocks, and now West Bloomfield going to have a chance to answer the call.
Just wow. I mean, that was just an incredible return right there. I mean, I thought he was about to take that back, and just phenomenal by the Lakers not to give up on the play. They gang tackle him, all get there, swarm to the ball, force a fumble, and now the offense is back on the field.
Juwan Jarrett got chased down. They punched that ball out just in the nick of time and turned 4th down into 1st down, albeit in tough position inside the 5.
I mean, really just the most important thing that you've seen from this Lakers team, swarming to the ball to force plays like that in key situations.
That'll set up a 1st down for West Bloomfield at their 4-yard line on the right hash. Nance in the shotgun with Tate in the backfield. Snap to Nance, he'll hand that ball off to Josh Tate, and he's going to go down close to the end zone. They'll keep him inside the active play, but now that's 2nd down on the 1-yard line.
Yeah, it's really getting scary now with how this Southfield A&T defensive line has looked so far in these first couple plays. The Lakers are really going to have to get this run game going if they're going to want to take some pressure off of Nance.
All tied up early, 9:45 and counting to go in the first quarter. 0 for West Bloomfield and 0 for Southfield A&T. West Bloomfield set up with a 2nd down and 12 at their 1-yard line. Bunch formation, Nance in the gun. They'll send Morris in motion and take the snap. Nance rolling out to his left, looking down the field. Looking, and it's going to be incomplete, intended for Brandon Davis Swain, nearly picked off, and what ended up being about double, maybe triple coverage near the 40-yard line. And West Bloomfield going to have to try again.
Yeah, I mean, really, the Lakers are getting some opportunities in this passing game, but as talented as this Lakers receiving core is, the Southfield A&T secondary is almost as talented, if not as talented, as the Lakers' own talent.
Not too often we had seen Brandon Davis Swain go long a week ago, mostly in the middle of the field. In West Bloomfield, with the weapons they have down the field, we could see Brandon Davis Swain be that target in the middle tonight. 3rd down for the Lakers, snap to Nance. A little outside his reach. He's going to run with it to about the 7-yard line. That'll set up 4th down. Again, the Lakers going to have to punt this one off to Southfield A&T, and this time around in much less opportune territory.
Yeah, really just a smart play right there for Coach Obers. Just, you know, you got to keep it safe, keep it simple right here. You're backed up on your own inch-yard line. You don't want to be punting from there. Recognizing that, he calls the quarterback draw, knowing Southfield A&T is not going to be expecting it. Now your punter has some breathing room right here on a very important punt.
Now only advancing forward, maybe 2 yards from the original line of scrimmage, will set up 4th down for West Bloomfield about a minute after they got the ball back on a fumble by Juwan Jarrett on that first punt. Jaden Allos going to take the snap. Runs forward, punts it. It's going to be short. Going to land around the 50-yard line. Takes a West Bloomfield bounce into negative territory, and that will go out of bounds at the 47. That's where Southfield A&T will begin their first offensive drive, and where we'll see the senior quarterback Isaiah Marshall headed to Kansas next fall. We're hoping to have a big night tonight in West Bloomfield.
Yeah, really just, you know, smart on that punt right there by Alice, kicking it out of bounds, not giving him a chance to, you know, maybe make up for that fumble. And now, you know, let's see how this Lakers defense attacks the Southfield A&T offense.
Plenty of fun things happening all across the community every single week. We'll talk about it on the Splash Live. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Some very important programs coming up very soon. We'll talk about how you can get more affordable internet in our community for those in less fortunate financial situations. That'll be coming up in a little bit over a week, a special segment. And we talked about breast cancer awareness today with Shades of Pink Foundation. Diane Chabon, myself, 8:30 every morning, Monday through Friday. 1st and 10 for Southfield. Snap to Marshall, looks across the middle and just overhead of his intended receiver and incomplete on 1st down. That one headed toward DeMario Quarles.
Yeah, I think he may have had a favor done for himself right there, that it was an errant throw right there, because had he been able to come down with that, he would have taken quite the hit.
Now set up 2nd down and 10 for Southfield A&T. The line of scrimmage originating at the 47-yard line on the right hash, and West Bloomfield going to have to be just as stout on defense as Southfield A&T is. This is a team that can put up a ton of points and start running away with games early, and they've been content to do that, outscoring their opponents 111-13 over the past 3 weeks. 2nd down and 10 as Zeke Marshall gets his offense aligned. Going to be trips to the right, 2 men out to the left. So trips to the left and 2 men out to the right. Marshall takes the snap, he'll hand it off, he'll go up the middle to about the 49-yard line, and that's where Juwan Jarrett will end this play, a gain of about 3 yards.
Yeah, really important tackle right there for the Lakers, setting the Southfield A&T up now for a 3rd and long situation. Hopefully now they're able to get off the field, force a punt, and maybe, have a good drive, sustainable drive for the offense.
West Bloomfield known for its very difficult defense. And now that defense going to have to step up big on 3rd down. Line to gain at the West Bloomfield 43-yard line in positive territory. This play will begin at the 49. High snap to Marshall out of the gun. Getting chased, throws across the field and over the head of his intended receiver, Juwan Jarrett. Incomplete. No flag. Now bring up 4th down.
Almost able to recover from that bad snap right there, but Gabriel was there to make sure that he was not able to deliver an accurate throw right there, and just expanding upon an already phenomenal season for himself.
Yeah, Zeke Marshall's going to have his hands full tonight against these edge rushers. So will his offensive line. Both Jonathan Gabriel and Brandon Davis-Swain have had phenomenal seasons. And one of the reasons that we got 4th down going in the Warriors' direction, West Bloomfield going to take over after this punt. 0-0 game, 7:41 to go in the 1st quarter at West Bloomfield High School between the Lakers and Southfield A&T Warriors. Nigel Dunton, the former Warrior, back deep for the Lakers. The Southfield A&T sets up this first punt of the night. Soft snap, ball punt at the 40. It's going to get a nice little line drive down to the 20, take a Southfield bounce, and a West Bloomfield bounce up the field, and ultimately be stopped at the 22-yard line. So this time around, the 2nd offensive drive, so 2nd offensive drive for West Bloomfield, going to get them an opportunity to start with a little more favorable field position than they did on drive number 2.
Yeah, really, it's going to be important here to get that run game going. Like I said, last drive, the Southfield A&T defensive line has really been physical at the point of attack so far, so you got to get some pressure off of Nance with that run game.
Quick decision making also going to play a factor tonight, with that front 7 also equally tough, as you see from West Bloomfield. 1st down and 10 for West Bloomfield at their 22. Snap to Nance, he'll hand it off in a sweep to Cam Flowers. Gets outside of the 25, advances around the 28-yard line, gets a good few yards of a gainer on 1st down.
Yeah, really just a phenomenal run right there that's going to set up a lot of stuff for this Lakers offense. Now also kind of takes a little bit of pressure off of Rick Nance, keeping that defensive line, worrying about, do I have to move laterally and not just vertically?
7 minutes, 21 seconds to go in the 1st quarter, all tied up at 0 between these two powerful teams out of the OAA, looking to make some noise in Division 1. Low snap to Nance, he'll hand it up the gut to about the 31-yard line, a gain of a few, and close to the line to gain for Josh Tate.
Yeah, really just about as close as you could get to the 1st down marker there if he didn't get it. And just, again, expanding upon what that previous play. They send someone into motion, and then they give the handoff because they know that these defensive linemen are likely to bite given the previous play.
After a bit of debate, they will move the chains. West Bloomfield going to continue this drive with a little over 7 minutes to play in the 1st quarter. We got an injured player down on the field for Southfield A&T. We'll take a break and come back with more Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home. Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Welcome back to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. The injured Warrior safely making his way to the sideline. We'll continue this drive with a first down for West Bloomfield. Snap to Nance. He'll hand that ball off to Marquise Morris. Gets to the 35, to the 40, on his feet, past the 50, to the 45, to 40. Sideline at the 30, the 25, the 20, and out of bounds at the 16-yard line. What a huge play for Marquise Morris on first down. Puts the Lakers in plus territory.
Yeah, as this season has gotten into the more crucial games and more crucial crunch time, late season moments, we've seen the Lakers trying, lean on some of their star players, more reliable players. Brandon Davis-Swain is a name that you would think of, but Morris has especially been someone that they have leaned on in the run game the past few weeks.
Keeping the ball out of the hands of Isaiah Marshall and that very powerful offense of Southfield A&T going to be a key for West Bloomfield. Been able to sustain this drive thus far early in this ball game. Just under 7 minutes to play in the first quarter, tied at 0. First down for West Bloomfield at their 19-yard line. Nance takes the snap, hands it off, counterplay to Josh Tate. He'll get up to the 15-yard line, down to about the 14 with the reach on first down.
Yeah, it really seems like they're starting to get this run game going now because this defensive line seems to be guessing whether or not that ball is going to be going to Morris or Tate, and the way Morris has been running really seems to have them afraid right now.
Half-count Flowers kind of fly over, teasing a jet, and ultimately handing that ball off to Josh Tate up the middle may be a contending strategy for Ken Rise in this offense tonight. Second down for West Bloomfield. Nance out of the shotgun. He'll take it himself. Back to the 15, to the line of scrimmage, and a gain of maybe 1 or 2 on second down. We'll set up third down at about the 12-yard line.
Yeah, setting up a more manageable third down situation, something we've really seen the Lakers do throughout this season with Nance, really using him as a runner to set themselves up for more favorable position or more favorable sticks position.
About halfway through the first quarter, all tied up, no score between West Bloomfield and Southfield A&T. Big third down on its way for West Bloomfield. 3rd and 4 at the Southfield A&T 12-yard line. The line to gain for West Bloomfield inside the 10 at the 8. Trips to the right for Rick Nance. He'll send Josh Tate in motion, taking himself up the gut. Nance inside the 10, gets down to the 5-yard line. Another first down for West Bloomfield.
Yeah, right now these motions seem to be working tremendously for this Lakers offense. They seem to just be doing exactly what they're intended to do and just distracting the Southfield defense and throwing them off just the slightest bit to give them an edge in the run game.
Make them adjust. While they're adjusting, you snap the ball and you make some plays. That's exactly what Rick Nance did on third down. Now West Bloomfield set up with a first down at the 6-yard line of the Warriors. Nance in the gun, Morris in motion. He'll take the ball in the jet. Inside the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown WB. It's Marquise Morris, and the Lakers strike first.
Yeah, really something that stood out that drive that they didn't necessarily try to do those first 2 drives. They were running it towards Elijah Durham's side. They have off coverage on the other side. They're pressing Durham, and that just seems to be where they're trying to run the ball because Durham is just playing physically right now and getting his hands on that quarterback and just opening up running lanes.
Lakers now take an early 6-0 lead. Justin Ward will come in for the PAT, hoping to make it 7. Snap, the hold, the kick, and the points. Lakers 7, Southfield A&T 0. You're watching and listening to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Take a break and tune in to the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Keefe and Diane Chavon as they go through headlines, events, and update you on the day-to-day in Oakland County. Catch us live Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99.
To Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. The Lakers in an early lead after a few minute-long drive, up 7-0 on Southfield A&T. They'll kick the ball off to the Warriors, who will have their chance to get their answer with Wendell Smith back deep around the 20-yard line for Southfield. Justin Ward will kick the ball off from the 40-yard line in the middle. They'll whistle this play active. And here come the Lakers to give the ball up to the Warriors. Line drive kick, gonna go way back inside the 5. It'll be caught. They'll have to return it.
Messed up right there. Thought he didn't step in the end zone. Unfortunately, just barely tiptoes that thin white line, and now it's a touchback. Could have been a break right there for the Lakers, but I don't know if he would have necessarily been able to break that.
Yeah, maybe more of a break for Southfield A&T, as that ball was way back deep in their territory. They'd have to make quite the return with the charging Lakers coming their way, and with that instead, they'll get set up on the 20-yard line. Win or lose, week by week, after each Laker football game, it's This Week in Laker Football. Join Zach Hilbers and I early on every week to talk about the latest football game, preview next week, and get to know some of our players and our coaches. This Week in Laker Football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. First down and 10 for Southfield A&T. Zeke Marshall in the gun. Takes the snap, looks out right, pass is caught at the 22 and quickly taken down. That going to Zavi Bowman.
Yeah, really nice tackle right there. Not letting him get anything to go. Looked like Brandon Davis-Swain almost got a hand on that pass, however.
Tons of pressure so far for West Bloomfield, getting in the backfield, challenging this offensive line, and having Isaiah Marshall have to make some quick decisions. Second down for Southfield A&T. Snap to Marshall, he'll hand that ball off. They'll advance up just shy of the 25-yard line with forward progress down to about the 23 on a second down run for Royce Liggins.
Yeah, despite the three-man front right there for the Lakers, nothing right there available in the run game. Slips by the pulling guard, and he's able to bring him down for a minimal gain.
Blake Simmons, the original tackler. You hear Stoney mention Blake Simmons, the key tackler there, and he just stuck with it. Got his arms wrapped around Liggins and did not let go, and used his size to bring the running back down. That'll set up now third down for Southfield. Got to get to the 30-yard line to get a first down. Snap to Marshall. Pocket collapses. He goes forward, and he goes down. Brandon Davis-Swain on the sack. The Punisher gets involved early.
Yeah, I mean, just a phenomenal play right there. He almost gets away. You see the pressure right up the middle immediately from Gabriel. He sidesteps it, thinks it's gone, but then Brandon Davis-Swain and Gabriel right there to bring him down.
The dynamic duo off the edges making a key play. And now Southfield again going to have to punt this ball off to West Bloomfield. And the Lakers could have a chance to take a commanding early lead. Those two scores could be huge against a Southfield A&T team that is laden with senior leadership and is a resilient team that can play 48 minutes of quality football and compete. With 3:15 to go in the first quarter, a low snap. Ball ultimately gets off, lots of hang time. We'll go past the 50-yard line. It's going to be muffed, and Southfield A&T on top of it at the 49-yard line. We're going to see ultimately who this ball is going to go to. It looked like Southfield got on top of it. In this case, it's going to stay with Southfield A&T. Wow, mistakes for both these teams in special teams, setting up their opponents very well.
Yeah, you hear Stoney there at the end say Justin Tyler able to recover that. Just really lucky right there for the Lakers. Huge to recover that, because that could have had tremendous consequences.
Yeah, and in the end, ultimately going to West Bloomfield, they'll get set up at their 48-yard line. But almost a huge mistake for the Lakers. Nance in the gun. Two men in the backfield, including Flowers. Got a little bit of time. Nance steps up. Now he's got to run with it. Past the 45, down to the 40, the 35. Got the sideline. And just about the 27-yard line goes out of play.
Yeah, really a nice run right there. Finally, the most amount of time that Nance has had. You're really seeing how that run game is opening things up. And you just see a phenomenal block right here from Caleb Cottle to just make sure that his quarterback is able to get out of bounds untouched.
Now the West Bloomfield Lakers even deeper in plus territory, looking to make this a 2-score game. First down and 10 at the Southfield A&T 28-yard line. Nance with Tate immediately behind him to his left, takes the snap, hands it off to Tate. Shifty move, gets back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more, second down.
You know, few times since that last drive that they've been stuffed at the line of scrimmage, you know, unfortunate. But really the way that this run game has been going so far, you got to just keep on churning it, keep on trying to run that football.
2.5 minutes left in this first quarter. West Bloomfield 7, Southfield A&T 0. The Warriors coming into tonight ranked number 2 in the state by state champs, number 3 in the Michigan Associated Press. West Bloomfield unranked by the AP coming into tonight. Nance takes the snap, got a pocket, looking down the field, and ultimately it is going to be caught inside the 10-yard line, down to the 5. It's the flash, Marquise Morris.
Just an absolute dot. Wow. I mean, I can't believe that throw, how he fit that in there. Just an incredible throw right there from Rick Nance. It's just, oh my God.
I mean, that's just a laser beam straight between the numbers to Marquise Morris, and he made a big catch with contact. Puts the Lakers inside the 10. They'll mark that ball at the 6-yard line. First and goal for West Bloomfield. Lakers have a chance to take an early 14-0 lead if they're able to get into the end zone. Currently 7-0. They'll shift the right tight end. Handoff inside and in the end zone for Josh Tate. Touchdown, WB.
I mean, just huge right there. I mean, you're just seeing how this run game has just opened things up for this offense. Setting that pass right there for Morris and Nance, just incredible how this offense is really just performing right now in a huge, huge matchup.
Just the second rushing touchdown of the season for Josh Tate. And a little bit of extracurricular there, talking it up. It's a rivalry game, and West Bloomfield's up 13-0. Justin Ward in for the PAT, a little bit of a high snap. The kick is up, and it goes between the uprights. 14, West Bloomfield 0, Southfield A&T. It's Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Watch West Bloomfield Lakers football all season long on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. Join Tyler Keefe and Matt Catoni each week for live, in-depth, and exclusive coverage before, during, and after the big game. It's your local high school football team on the road and in your backyard on your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Back to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. An early 14-0 lead in favor of the Lakers with 1:40 to go in the first quarter. Justin Ward out to kick the ball off to Southfield A&T. Wendell Smith back deep for the Warriors. Line drive out to about the 20-yard line. One of the up men will receive it for Southfield A&T up to the 25 to the 30-yard line and advances to about the 32-yard line. That's where Southfield A&T will begin this drive. Tonight, a big game for the Lakers, but still one more to go after this in the regular season. Next week, an earlier game on the road in Oak Park, 6 o'clock, the beginning of that matchup. Our coverage will begin right around 5 o'clock with This Week in Laker Football. Laker pregame show just after that. And then the final regular season game before next weekend, the Lakers will figure out exactly what their playoff picture will look like, especially if they're able to win tonight against Southfield A&T. That could set them up very well for some extra football. Isaiah Marshall and company out for another drive with $1:35 to go in the first quarter and down 14. This drive will begin at the 31-yard line of Southfield A&T. Trips to the right for Zeke Marshall. Takes the snap. Marches up in the pocket. Now he's got to take it himself. He's going to be met at the 32-yard line. Gain of maybe 1 or 2. Still pushing forward. Gets a little extra jump. And down now about the 34-yard line. That extra little push going to get him a couple more yards.
Yeah, I don't know if those pileups right there are necessarily what you want your quarterback being involved in, especially with a guy like Brandon Davis-Swain being there at the bottom with them. But really, something that stood out so far for me with this Lakers defense, it seems they're opting to rush 3 and keep one man as a spy.
Second down and long for Southfield A&T. Marshall again in the shotgun with Davier Burt in the backfield. Twins to either side. Now a man in motion will make it trips right. Marshall, handoff to Davier Burt. Advances to the 40, pushes forward to the 42-yard line, and a first down for the Warriors.
Yeah, the Lakers have been running this 3-man front for majority of the game. Southfield A&T finally able to take advantage of it and pick up a first down right there on that run.
Yeah, a couple running backs tonight on State Champs is 5 for fighting. Running backs to watch in 2023. Josh Tate and the Laker 13 got in the end zone. A big first down play there for Davier Burt. That sets up his Warriors team with a first down at the 43-yard line. High snap way over the head of Isaiah Marshall. Inside the 20. Quarterback can't pick it up, and he dives on it and saves it at the 15. But a big setback for Southfield A&T on first down.
Yeah, we talked about before this game, the Lakers trying to limit bad snaps. We are 100% okay with bad snaps in this situation. Huge play right there for the Lakers. Almost catastrophic for Southfield A&T as they almost failed to fall on that.
Tries to make a play, but ultimately has to just dive on that football. Second down and forever for Southfield A&T with time ticking in the first quarter. Marshall setting up in the gun, trips to the right with one man in the backfield. That'll be a whistle and the end of the first quarter. West Bloomfield 14, Southfield A&T 0. You're watching and listening to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
You're watching and listening to your home for Greater West Bloomfield news. Civic Center TV and 89.3 WBLD Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield, Kego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, 89.3 Lakes FM.
Looking for a score, a schedule, a story? MHSAA.com has you covered. Our newly redesigned website has everything you need to follow high school sports in Michigan. And it's optimized for mobile use. Fans can submit scores on a Friday night, check playoff pairings and game times, or read about the student athletes from your community. Your first stop is MHSAA.com. Connect with us online and get everything you need all in one place.
After one in West Bloomfield, the Lakers 14, Southfield A&T 0 as we put 12 minutes on the clock to begin the second quarter. Second down and a country mile for Southfield A&T following a bad snap way over the head of their quarterback Zeke Marshall. And now they're going to begin the second quarter set up at their 15-yard line. And a long way home for Southfield A&T to get another first down. Marshall in the shotgun, twins to either side. Man in motion, another high snap. Mouse in the house in the end zone. And that is where Zeke Marshall, he's going to throw the ball out and ultimately caught. A save at the 15, gets the ball up to the 19-yard line. West Bloomfield celebrating again. Another big stop for the Lakers off a huge mistake again for the Warriors.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised they didn't rule his forward progress. Stopped right there. He had two Lakers wrapping him up. Just a phenomenal play right there by the Southfield A&T quarterback to get that ball off and make sure that they don't take a safety.
And now that'll bring up third down and forever for Southfield A&T. And Isaiah Marshall and company, a big task ahead of them to just get out of this drive, if not get a first down. But a great save on second for the senior quarterback. Trips to the left for the Kansas-bound Isaiah Marshall. He'll take the snap, quick handoff, and nope, he'll take it himself. Up to the 25, down to the 30-yard line, a little bit closer to the line to gain, and we'll set up fourth down.
Yeah, similarly to when the Lakers were backed up, Southfield A&T not risking anything, don't want to turn the ball over here, so they just call it safe, keep the ball in their quarterback's hands, just pick up as many yards as you can.
And showing the prowess of that young quarterback, Isaiah Marshall, not the drive you want to have for the senior quarterback and his undefeated team, but a bright future, a true dual threat, showing what he's made of on third down. Ultimately doesn't get the first down, set up fourth down for Southfield A&T at their 30-yard line. They'll punt this ball away to West Bloomfield. Soft snap. Good kick, going to get into West Bloomfield territory, and a fair catch at the 42-yard line by the former Warrior, Nigel Dunton. Started off his high school career at West Bloomfield, transferred over to Southfield A&T, and he came back around now to play for the Lakers one last time. Nigel Dunton, a big season for West Bloomfield in his senior year, and hoping to have a big game tonight against his former team.
Yeah. I mean, he could really make tonight a nightmare for his former team if they're able to get up 21-0 right here.
Big drive for West Bloomfield. They're up 14-0 with 10:14 to go in the first quarter and set up in great field position for another drive and a chance to go up not one, not two, but 3 scores on the number 3 team in the state. On first down, Rick Nance in the shotgun. Twins out to the left, becomes trips out to the right. Snap to Nance. Got a pocket, looking down the field, going to the bomb squad, and it is caught! Inside the 5, Jameer Benjamin down to the 2-yard line. The bomb squad strikes again.
Yeah, if there's one thing Nance loves to do, he loves to take the ball deep and take the top off the defense. And I mean, really just a beautiful throw right there. Getting the ball to one of the best playmakers on this team. And now the Lakers are set up in prime position to just expand upon this lead right here.
Jameer Benjamin, 3 carries for 36 yards last week on the road at Oxford, now getting involved in the air. And the UCLA commit setting up the Lakers for a potential 3-score lead on undefeated Southfield A&T. Under 10 minutes to go in the first quarter, and Rick Nance and company firing on every cylinder. Here we go. At the 2-yard line, snap, handoff, Dunton gets toward the end zone. Is he in? Lakers say he is, and so do the Zebras. Touchdown, WB.
I mean, just nobody is happier about that touchdown right there than Nigel Dunton. Hitting pay dirt against his former team, making it 21-0, and now you see him celebrating right there, having the time of his life, as now the Lakers are off to a phenomenal start.
Lakers now up 20-0 on Southfield A&T. Just under 3 minutes into the second quarter. And a chance to go up 21. Justin Ward for the PAT. High snap, ball gets off, and ultimately through the uprights. Lakers 21, Southfield A&T 0, and that's a big story for the number 3 team in the state in Southfield A&T, undefeated coming into this game and quickly going down 21-0. The biggest stories in town are on Civic Center TV all week long, Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. and all throughout the day on CivicCenterTV.com. Diane Chabon and I talk about the latest stories from throughout West Bloomfield, Kegel Harbor, Orchard Lake Village, and Sylvan Lake. This week had a chance to talk about the Shades of Pink Foundation as we recognize Breast Cancer Awareness Month in the month of October. Diane Chabon with a great discussion with Nana Desai from Shades of Pink about how they help patients with breast cancer or those who have recovered from breast cancer with the financial strains of going through that treatment. And earlier on this week had a chance to celebrate a new era in West Bloomfield Parks, opening up Pine Lake Park officially in a partnership for the next 20 years with Bloomfield Hills Schools. All that and more on Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Lakers will kick the ball off to Southfield A&T, just off to the left side of the middle hash at the 40-yard line, up 21-0 in week number 8. Ward, the kickoff, line drive down to the 15-yard line, bounces inside the 10 and right around the 5-yard line. Really great kickoff for Justin Ward, but ultimately lands out of bounds and will give Southfield A&T some favorable field position.
Yeah, it really looked like he was about to pin that ball in the corner right there. Unfortunately, just barely bounces out of bounds and really gives Southfield A&T prime position to get a huge score right here to get back in this game.
Football and a heads-up play for the Warriors to let that ball bounce toward the sideline, but it almost took a favorable Laker bounce and could have ended up being a touchback instead. Southfield A&T going to be starting off at their 35-yard line. Plenty more football to play this season. We got a little over a half left to play. And then next week, Lakers go back on the road to Oak Park for their final game of the regular season, the Oak Park Knights and the West Bloomfield Lakers. An earlier game with kickoff at 6 o'clock on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. First down and 10 for Southfield A&T. They'll begin the drive at their 35-yard line in the middle of the field. Isaiah Marshall in the shotgun, one man in the backfield. Steps up in the pocket, looking down the field to the right side, and oh man, had a target, wants a pass interference, but ultimately Juwan Jarrett just trips on the slick field, and that sets up second down.
Yeah, I mean, really slipping right there, prevented a few things. Could have been an interception, prevented it. It looked like he would have taken a nice shot even if he had came up with that pass right there, so who knows if he would have held on to it.
No moisture just yet, but rain is expected tonight across our community. Nonetheless, incomplete second down for Southfield A&T. Marshall snapping a handoff, breaks free at the 40 to 45, and just shy of plus territory. Down ultimately at the 49-yard line is the senior, Royce Liggins.
Yeah, and it looks like a flag came in there at the end of the play as well, so who knows, could be a face mask on the tackle. We'll see right here on this, right here, but it looks like this Southfield A&T offense is trying to run the ball to get the Lakers out of this soft front.
Yeah, just kind of shifted around that B gap, and ultimately it is exactly as you said, Matt. A face mask advances Southfield A&T in the plus territory. The first down at the Laker 46-yard line for Zeke Marshall. Twins to the left for Southfield A&T. One man in the backfield, twins to the right. Man in motion for the Warriors is Zavi Bowman, snapping a handoff up the middle and down to the 41-yard line. Short gainer on first down.
Yeah, I mean, really the way that this Southfield A&T offense is really trying to run the ball now. The Lakers are really going to have to come out with a more physical front and get out of this 3 defensive man front and get more physical at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, kind of the taste of the Lakers' own medicine, a little bit of motion and running that football up various gaps. Second down for Southfield A&T. A snap to Marshall, looking to the sideline, looking down the field, and it is just batted away at the 10-yard line. What great coverage from West Bloomfield. Bryce Roll, a Central Michigan commit, knocking that ball away.
Yeah, his second deflection on the day already. Just phenomenal coverage right there, getting his head around and swatting the ball away and not even giving the receiver a chance to make a play on that.
Yeah, Southfield A&T so far just can't get a chance against this Lakers secondary. They've been able to rely on the run a little bit, but still been tough to come by those yards so far tonight. Third down for Southfield A&T. Marshall, he'll take the snap. He'll hand that ball up off the middle, up to the 40-yard line, and stopped again. Fourth down on its way in plus territory. The Lakers come up big on the run again and stop Royce Liggins.
Yeah, and keeping this in looks like about 4th and 5, 4th and 6 situation, that is huge. So now it's passing yard time, and you can stay in that 3-man front that has been limiting this passing offense.
Isaiah Marshall, one of the top-ranked quarterbacks in the country, over 30 Division I offers, looking to make a big play on 4th down in Laker territory. Got the snap, got pressure, getting chased, running out to his left side, still running on his feet at the 40, and ultimately going to be forced out of bounds. He'll gain maybe a couple of yards, but it doesn't matter. That ball's going back to West Bloomfield.
Yeah, Lakers have been in this 3-2-6 looking formation all game. They send a few defensive backs right here, throw them off. They get to the experienced quarterback, and he just has nowhere to go in that short amount of time.
Force him to the sideline. Everybody gets there, up the field, inside, and forcing him into the sideline and giving that football up. Another big play for this West Bloomfield defense, looking to give Southfield A&T their first loss of the season. Then next week, the Lakers will go back out on the road for one more hopefully win before playoff time. That could set them up really huge. If they win tonight, take care of business, then go on the road with another victory hopefully next week in Oak Park. First down and 10 for the Lakers at the 38-yard line. Nance with 2 men in the backfield. He's getting pressure on his own side, runs to the right, stops at the 35, looking down the field and incomplete toward the sideline to set up a second down and 10.
Yep. Southfield A&T sending a blitz of their own right there. Nance is able to step out of the pocket and get away to where he can get a throw off. Unfortunately, nobody's open, so he puts it in a place where nobody besides his own receiver is going to be able to get it, and they live to see another day on second down.
What a treat we have tonight. 2 great senior quarterbacks who have had stellar careers at their respective schools. Isaiah Marshall, a 4-year starter for his uncle, Aaron Marshall, at Southfield A&T. 3 of those years with Coach Marshall has his head coach, Tim Conley, the previous head coach, and Rick Nance, the all-time leading touchdown passer for West Bloomfield with 47 career passing touchdowns. 2nd and 10 for West Bloomfield. They'll continue this drive at their 38-yard line. Nance with 2 men in the backfield. He'll take the snap with Flowers in motion, moves back up to the line of scrimmage, and not much more. It'll go down, and they'll set up 3rd down. They'll actually lose a couple of yards and set up about 3rd and 12.
You know, trying to dial up Nance's number again on a run right here. He's been able to get at least, a handful of yards at times so far today. Fortunately, he gets stuffed right there to lose 1 or 2. Now setting the Lakers up for a huge 3rd and about 12 to where this Southfield A&T defense can really key in on the pass.
Lakers 21, Southfield A&T 0 with a little over 7 minutes to play in the first half. Nance with Tate and Brandon Davis swaying in the backfield. Gets the snap, rolling out to his left side, looking toward the sideline up the field to the 50-yard line. It's caught. Down to the 40-yard line, shifting inside to the 35 is Cam Flowers. He loses the football, and Southfield A&T's got it. Now West Bloomfield now saying they came up with it. That ball went out, looked like it got into the hands of Southfield A&T. Another near disaster for West Bloomfield. Those slick conditions, not necessarily in place. There has been some moisture over the past couple of days. It looked like Cam Flowers got down just before that ball popped out and sets up a Laker 1st down. At the Southfield A&T 35-yard line, Nance taking the snap, hands it off. Marquise Morris to the right side, gets to the 30, on his feet, the 25, the 20, and he's going to the end zone. Touchdown, WB again. Marquise Morris on the ground.
Morris has just been phenomenal on the ground tonight. He really got this run game going tonight and really set this defensive line of Southfield A&T off their game. But, I mean, just look at this block coming up from Brandon Davis Swain, living up to his name, the Punisher. Just look at this. Pancaking the defender right there and just really springing Morris into the end zone. Just wow.
Lakers now got a chance to go up 4 scores on Southfield A&T. Justin Ward out for the PAT. Snap is good, the hold is good, the kick is good, and Lakers got the points. Lakers 28, Southfield A&T 0. This is Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Watch West Bloomfield Lakers football all season long on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. Join Tyler Keefe and Matt Catoni each week for live, in-depth, and exclusive coverage before, during, and after the big game. It's your local high school football team on the road and in your backyard on your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
After the Marquise Morris touchdown, West Bloomfield 28, Southfield A&T 0 with 6:42 to go in the first half. In week number 8 in the MHSAA, the Lakers 5-2, Southfield A&T 7-0, and it's been all West Bloomfield in all 3 phases so far tonight. Justin Ward kicks this one off to Southfield A&T. This time down to the 1-yard line and inside the green. Return down to the 15 to the 20-yard line, shifting out to the sideline up to the 25, and that's where Southfield A&T will take over.
Yeah, I mean, really nearly stepping into the end zone again right there. Unfortunately, he doesn't. He's able to get to the 25 and now set up in, decent position, a key drive for this Southfield offense.
And a really nice return, again, as you said, deep inside their own territory, and Wendell Smith, who they call showstopper, able to make a nice play, get out into plus territory off the kickoff to the 25-yard line. That's where Southfield A&T will begin this drive. This week it's the Warriors. Next week it's the Knights. The Lakers will take their game on the road for one final regular season matchup against Oak Park next week. 6 o'clock is the kickoff time, a little bit earlier against Oak Park on the road to finish off the regular season. And it'll all be here on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. First down for the Warriors at their 25-yard line. Twins to either side. Marshall takes the snap, looking to his right, steps up, throws, caught, and just bounces out in midair. had a wide receiver just 2 yards shy of the line to gain, and now set up second down.
Yeah, it looked like a bit of a high pass right there, not really giving the receiver a chance to bring the ball into his body, giving the Lakers defensive backs an opportunity to really swat that ball away and swat it out of the receiver's hands.
Second down and 10 with 6.5 to play in the half, and Southfield A&T down 28-0. Marshall hands this ball off to Burt, gets to the 35 to the 40-yard line and advances up near the 45. A big rush for Davier. Burt sets up a first down.
I mean, really, a few times that this Southfield A&T offense has been able to get a huge play like that against this Lakers defense. They haven't been able to really run or get anything going in the passing game, which is the biggest concern of the Lakers right now, so you can live with a few runs like that with giving the score.
Quietly, a very good game so far for Burt. He's once again in the backfield alongside Isaiah Marshall. Trips to the left. Snap. Option hands it off to Burt. He'll get up to the 45-yard line, advance maybe a couple more yards forward. They'll give him the marking at the 46.
Yeah, opting to run again there on first down after the huge run to pick up the first down on the previous play. But that's really all that they have been able to do on this Lakers defense so far. It's just, a handful of chunk runs here and there.
As Burt checks out after that play, second down and 7 for Southfield A&T with just a little over halfway through this second quarter. Marshall with one man in the backfield. Snap, hands it off. Rolls left side, almost to the 50, and then he gets swallowed by the Lakers. Brody Pecor on the tackle, and a short gainer, if anything, for Southfield A&T to the 48.
Yeah, it looked like Brandon Davis-Swain was the first one in there on that play. Yep. Very nearly, it looked like he almost came away with the football right there. Fortunate right there by Southfield A&T. But again, something we've seen throughout this season. The Lakers not giving you many second chances if you break a tackle.
Ball security been a problem so far for both teams tonight, but Royce Liggins holding on to that ball. It's 3rd and 5 for Southfield A&T. Trips to the left for Isaiah Marshall. One man out wide to the right. Low snap. Gonna have to roll outside the pocket, getting chased, getting pressure at the 42-yard line, throws down the field, but it's caught in plus territory. But they're gonna say no, incomplete. That ball bounced out at the end near the 33-yard line, and it's going to be 4th down for Southfield.
Yeah, I think Bryce Rowe got in there again at the end of the play and was able to break that up. Just a phenomenal game from him tonight, stepping up against one of the top quarterbacks in the state.
This secondary on fire for West Bloomfield tonight so far. 4th down for Southfield A&T, and Zeke Marshall's going to go under center. Bunch formation, and now they're going to audible. Bring it out to twins to either side. Isaiah Marshall talking it over with his offensive coordinator, Richard Popp, the former offensive coordinator at Brother Rice. Snap, looking to the sideline. Marshall got to roll out, passes up the field, and it is deflected and is picked off again in favor of West Bloomfield. Another turnover. Bryce Rowe finally gets the football.
I mean, really just, he may have already established himself as the star of tonight's game. 4 passes defended now, and an interception on the 4th one, just undercutting that pass. Just a beautiful play, and really the Lakers so far seem in very good position to pull off the upset.
And in jubilation and celebration, Blaze Rowe, the Central Michigan commit, coming up big all game long and finally gets that stat on the board. And INT sets up his Lakers marching toward positive territory, but after the play, some extracurriculars, a penalty on the Lakers will set them back a little bit further toward their end zone, and they'll start this drive instead at the 24-yard line.
Tyler, 4 scores, and about 60 minutes ago, this Lakers team was really looked at as the underdogs in this game, and now they're in tremendous position to really put this game, or really end this game before halftime.
1st down and 10 for the Lakers at their 24-yard line. Snap to Nance. He'll hand it off, rush up the middle to the 25 to the 30, and that's ultimately where he'll go down. Josh Tate on 1st down. My apologies. That's Khalid Muhammad.
I mean, really, it's interesting to see, how the Lakers are going to go about the rest of this game. You can't really give Southfield A&T that many opportunities to get back in the game, but, given the fact that you're up several possessions, now you can start, trying to work the ball to some other guys, really try and get everyone in the offense humming before the playoffs.
Mohammed's had a couple of nice runs over the last few weeks, an 11-yard rush a few weeks back on this very field against Rochester Adams. Now set up a second down, about 5 yards for West Bloomfield. Snap to Nancel, taking himself on the draw. Up to the 35, pushes forward to the 40, and a first down for West Bloomfield. The gunslinger again, moving the chains for WB.
Yeah, I mean, aside from 2 times really getting stuffed at the line of scrimmage, Nance has flashed as a runner so far today. Tremendous vision right there, hitting the cut and getting the first down.
Just under 4.5 to play in the half. West Bloomfield 28, Southfield A&T 0 in the final home game of the regular season for the Lakers. First down and 10 at the Laker 40-yard line just before the right hash. Nance, handoff, jet to Cam Flowers. Back to the line of scrimmage, maybe gets a yard, and ultimately going to get taken down. Southfield A&T, Jalen King on the tackle.
Yeah, really an important tackle right there for Southfield A&T, setting the Lakers up with a 2nd and long. You know, they haven't really been faced with many of those so far tonight, and it's just going to be important for the Lakers right here to get back on schedule and make it a 3rd and manageable, or even, you know, hopefully convert. Who knows? Nance does love a deep shot.
2nd down and 9 for West Bloomfield at their 41-yard line. This drive was supposed to begin right around this spot, but the penalty set the Lakers back. Now we'll have a chance to move into plus territory. Nance on a screen pass to Marquise Morris to the 45 to the 50, into plus territory to the 45 and out of bounds, and again, the flash making plays.
Yeah, you know, I mentioned Nance possibly wanting to take a deep shot. You know, why not just get it to Morris, because you know he's good to pick up 10 yards after the catch anyways.
Reggie Gardner chasing down the quarterback and just fearless, ultimately gets that ball out, but there's a flag on the field. That's going to ultimately set the Lakers back, as you heard Stoney say in the background, the hold. The Lakers will have to do that all over again. This penalty going to be accepted, and will set up another 2nd down for the Lakers. Roll the clock and get this thing going each and every week after West Bloomfield Laker football. It's This Week in Laker Football. We'll talk things over with head coach Zach Hilbers, get to know some of the players, and talk strategy with some of the coaches, exclusively on Civic Center TV and Lakes FM. Now 2nd and long for the Lakers. Nance with trips to the right. Takes the snap. Screen pass now to Durham. Shifts inside to the 45, to the 50. Still on his feet. Dashes forward. Tries to reach for it. Again, getting marked backwards. Ultimately, we get forward progress to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, coming very close to the sticks right there on the screen pass. You know, something we haven't really seen Durham do that much this year. It's showing that, you know, I may be a top deep ball threat in the entire OAA, but I can scramble after the catch too.
Not on the varsity basketball team, but a little bit of a Euro step there toward the sideline for 14. As the Lakers now have 3rd down and 1. Ball marked at the 48-yard line will make it 3rd down and 2, in fact, for the Lakers with Nance in a shotgun. Josh Tate in the backfield, trips to the left for the Lakers. Nance takes it himself, draw play, gets the first down and more down to the other 48-yard line, maybe the 47 with the reach, and another first down for West Bloomfield.
Yeah, that's about, I would say, the 3rd time the Lakers have gone to this play in a short yardage situation, motioning Josh Tate out to the side and having Nance just do a quarterback blast right up the middle to pick up the necessary yardage. Just an incredible offensive play calling display here tonight in a crucial game.
Nance with 88 yards a week ago on 14 carries at Oxford, along with 2 touchdowns, and again, getting involved in the running game tonight. 2 minutes and ticking left in the first half. West Bloomfield 28, Southfield A&T 0, and the Lakers again in plus territory at Southfield's 48. On the right hash, Nance taking his sweet time. Bunch in the backfield. Morris in motion, gets the snap on the jet to the 50, to the 45, up to the 42-yard line, and ultimately out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, this offensive line tonight is really playing like it wants to get the seniors another home game. They are very physical. You're seeing them 5-6 yards up the field on every run play, and it is just incredible to watch this trench play.
About 2nd down and 4 for West Bloomfield. Off the first down rush from Marquise Morris. Already got 2 touchdowns tonight, and again, making an impact on the ground. 90 seconds left to play in this first half. It is a 4-score lead for West Bloomfield, up 28-0 on Southfield A&T. A team that has outscored their opponents 111-13 over the last 3 weeks, yet to get on the board tonight, and West Bloomfield hoping to expand that lead. Bunch formation, snap, a handoff to take, it's up to the 40-yard line, reaches forward, may have the line to gain as he marches forward through that line.
Yeah, I mean, really, this Lakers run game this was probably the best it has looked all season, and it couldn't have came at a better time. Playing one of the top teams in the state and really giving themselves now a good chance of hosting a playoff game.
Last season, Tate's best game came against Lake Orion, 8 carries, 48 yards on this field, and approaching that again tonight. Handoff to Marquise Morris, gets the first down and more down to the Laker 39-yard line, Southfield 39-yard line, first down.
Yeah, and again, they're doing a good job of just moving this ball methodically. They're eating up some time. You're probably going to see them take a deep shot relatively soon here now, and it's just going to be interesting to see how they go about this, whether or not they want to go up 31-0 at halftime or 35-0.
They can make that choice. Under a minute to play in this first half, up 28, and they got all 3 timeouts. 1st and 10 for WB at the 35-yard line. Nance in the gun. Snap, takes it himself, rolls out to the right side, and he's going to get slammed. Onto the ground from Reggie Gardner, the big senior, 6'2", 270 D tackle with the sack.
Yeah, Lakers calling Nance's number again. Unfortunately, nothing is there, and he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Let's see that right here.
And West Bloomfield going to take a timeout with 37 seconds to play in the first half off of that sack from Reggie Gardner. And big story tonight has been the shutout so far in this first half, and if the Lakers hold on to this ball, that's going to be one of the biggest stories in town come Monday. On the Splash Live, 8:30 a.m. We start things off. Diane, Siobhan, and I, the latest news, both on the sports front, the news front, and all the special events happening across the greater West Bloomfield community. Tune in on Civic Center TV on 89.3 Lakes FM, on our Facebook page at Civic Center TV 15, on YouTube at Civic Center TV, as well as those pages of all of our partners across the greater West Bloomfield community. Tonight, we're on the Facebook page of the West Bloomfield School District at West Bloomfield Schools, as we are each and every Friday for West Bloomfield Laker football here tonight against Southfield A&T. And next week, back on the road one more time in the regular season, the final regular season game at 6 o'clock at Oak Park High School. Live coverage on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. With 37 seconds to play in the first half, Lakers on 2nd down and about 12. Twins out to the right for West Bloomfield, and Nance in the shotgun. Moves Durham in motion, takes the snap. Nance got a little bit of a pocket. Now it breaks down. Rolls to his left side, looking down the field. Got an open guy at the 20, and it's caught. Inside the 20, down to the 19. The former Warrior, Nigel Dunton, advances into the red zone.
Unfortunately, I think that's going to be all for naught. You see a flag come in there at the end of the play. Looked like it may have been on Josh Tate, but I'm not entirely sure because it looked like he had a tremendous rep right there in pass pro.
The penalty is not helping the Lakers out on this particular drive. They've already used 2 of their timeouts. That's going to set them back a little bit further now. That 2nd timeout coming, and now West Bloomfield going to be marching back toward the 50-yard line. That ball going to be set up now at the 48. "26 seconds to play in this first half. It's 28-0 in favor of West Bloomfield, unranked by the AP coming into this game against the number 3 team in the state. Snap to Nance, got a pocket, looking, rolls to his left, launches it down the field. A strike, and it is tackled down inside the 10-yard line. A flag's on the field. That's going to be a pass interference.
Yeah, you see the Southfield A&T player calling for the flag, but I don't think it's going to go in his favor in this scenario. I mean, they give Nance the time to throw a deep ball, and it looks like it's going to pay off or bite them.
See, Durham looked back at that. That was not necessarily the case from a Jalen King. We'll see officially now. Yeah, and they're going to call pass interference on both teams at offsetting penalties. Ultimately, not going to give either team the advantage here. West Bloomfield will set up again at their 48.
Yeah, I don't know if I have ever seen offensive and defensive pass interference called on the same play ever in my life.
Very interesting there. They will ultimately advance the ball up the field.
We had
off
pass
the
interference
offsetting
against
penalties.
Southfield, and we had offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct penalties.
Okay, Stoney fills it in for us. That explains the ball moving up the field. Now ultimately going to be at the 32-yard line of Southfield A&T. 13 seconds left to go in this half. West Bloomfield with one more timeout. A little ways outside the range of their junior kicker, Justin Ward, has longest field goal of the season last week, 41 yards in the rainy conditions on the blue field at Oxford High School. Gotta get a little bit further up the field to get in that range. Nats in the gun. Takes the snap. Got a good pocket. Look at that. All the time in the world. Rifles it into the end zone just over the head of Brandon Davis-Swain with about 5 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, really good coverage right there from Southfield A&T. Not many quarterbacks in the OAA do you really want to give that much time in the quarterback or in the pocket like Nance, and unfortunately Lakers aren't able to come away with anything right there.
Just a little bit over the head of Brandon Davis-Swain. You see a little bit of a limp, maybe an awkward landing. He really had to run after that ball, got outside of the end zone, and that's right about where the track is. That's a tough spot to stop. Lakers will take their final timeout with 5 seconds left in the first half, and ultimately going to have to try to throw this ball down the field and get in the end zone with one final try. All the best stories in town are on the Splash Live Monday through Friday, beginning at 8:30 a.m., but also airing all throughout the week. You can find it on your program calendar on civiccentertv.com. We'll talk to the biggest newsmakers in town. We had a lot of stories this week with West Bloomfield Parks, a brand new partnership at the old Pine Lake Elementary School site alongside Bloomfield Hills Schools, Pine Lake Park dedication. We were there live to tape on civiccentertv.com and talked to Kelly Heyer earlier on this week. Also some stories making news in Kegel Harbor at Roosevelt Elementary School. Oakland County Commissioner making a resolution on that this week, and school district responding. Plenty of big stories in town, and Diane Chabon and I have that for you each and every week, Monday through Friday on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. One final play this half for West Bloomfield. 6 seconds left, third down at the 38-yard line of Southfield A&T and up 28-zip. Nance takes the snap, is looking, trying to set something up, throws it to the middle of the field and caught down at the 20-yard line. That'll be right about as time expires on the half. The Lakers get inside the red zone again as that pass gets off and it's ultimately caught inside the red zone for West Bloomfield by Caleb Caudle. A little bit of discussion. Looks like West Bloomfield did ultimately take their final timeout, but I'm not seeing any time on the clock. Both teams moving toward the half. They are going to call that. The end of the first half, West Bloomfield 28, Southfield A&T 0. We'll be back with the Laker halftime show next on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Find us on Instagram at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Be an advocate for environmental health. A protector of your family.
It's hazardous. It does not go down the sink.
And the things around you. Because our health is connected to our environment, let's work together and make healthier choices for a healthier future. Get started at michigan.gov/EnviroHealth.
Take a break and tune in to the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Keefe and Diane Chabon as they go through headlines, events, and update you on the day-to-day in Oakland County. Catch us live Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Watch West Bloomfield Lakers football all season long on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. Join Tyler Keefe and Matt Catoni each week for live, in-depth, and exclusive coverage before, during, and after the big game. It's your local high school football team on the road and in your backyard on your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM. You're watching and listening to your home for Greater West Bloomfield news. Civic Center TV and 89.3 WBLD Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield, Kego Harbor, Sylvan Lake. 89.3 Lakes FM.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Follow us on Twitter at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Today I'm going to tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. Cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
Welcome back to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Halftime at West Bloomfield, and it's been all Lakers all half. 28 for West Bloomfield, 0 for Southfield A&T at the break, and the Lakers surging in all three phases. That defense been fantastic. Bryce Rowe, several deflections and an interception as we recognize senior night at West Bloomfield High School. We saw the football players before the game getting their due recognition. Now that's the case for our marching band. Cheer team also going to be recognized tonight. They're great seniors and so much talent on the field each and every week. It's not just the football team making an impact.
Yeah, really, and it just feeds into the whole night. It's a special night for everyone, not just the football team, the families, the band, the cheer team. It's an important night for everyone, and that's why being up like how the Lakers are right now is so huge, because it gives everyone an opportunity to come back to this environment one more time at the very least.
This marching band, impressive in its own right. We talked about Bryce Rowe going to Central Michigan to play football next fall, making plays there as he has tonight. This marching band had a chance to go out to Central Michigan just a couple of weeks ago and perform with their band and over 20 other high school bands all across the state of Michigan, and you heard about that on the Splash Live. You can hear about that and other stories from the West Bloomfield School District and all across the community every single week on the Splash Live, Monday through Friday, 5 days a week, beginning at 8:30 a.m. on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM to recognize our seniors tonight at West Bloomfield High School, and then take the show on the road next week, back out to the other side of the OAA and to the White Division, another crossover matchup with Oak Park. 6 o'clock kickoff next week, Matt. An earlier game in Oak Park at Oak Park High School, the regular season finale, and then next weekend, the Lakers will learn about their fate come playoff time, and tonight's performance got to be a big help for them in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, really beating a playoff team in general is going to help you in the standings and, hopefully getting a home playoff game. But beating a team like Southfield A&T, who's really viewed as one of the top 3, if not top 5 teams in this state, and beating them as handedly as the Lakers are right now, it is going to be huge in terms of playoff seeding.
So we celebrate senior night. Gotta give big props to the senior Bryce Rowe. Look, he's had a tough few weeks. Got a little bit of criticism from within his team a few weeks ago after that loss against Lake Orion for some decision making on the field and some penalties, but coming up big tonight with an interception in the first half and several deflections, and hoping to have a big second half, already shutting out Southfield A&T 28-0. The Laker halftime show continues next on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Find us on Instagram at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Stormwater travels through a vast system of pipes and pumps to move water away from our homes to a water treatment plant and back into the Great Lakes.
Our system is not designed to handle rainfall from extreme storms that can lead to freeway flooding and basement backups.
Help protect your property and your community by making sure storm drains are clean and avoid using your washing machine so as not to overload the system during a storm.
Keep our system fresh and flowing. It's all one water.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think. You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
Find local municipal meetings at our program schedule on civiccentertv.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at civiccentertv.com and click schedule at the top of the screen. Take a break and tune in to the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Keefe and Diane Chabon as they go through headlines, events, and update you on the day-to-day in Oakland County. Catch us live Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99.
Well, I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoyed giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
Ronnie started doing prescription pills at the age of 15, and by 19 he died. If your child is struggling with drug use, try not to be too proud to reach out for help. Don't be worried about what the neighbor will think or your family. Just get your child the help they need. Sometimes it's the hard road to take, but the hard road is nothing compared to living with the fact that your child is no longer with you.
There's hope and help at drugfree.org.
Watch West Bloomfield Lakers football all season long on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. Join Tyler Keefe and Matt Catoni each week for live, in-depth, and exclusive coverage before, during, and after the big game. It's your local high school football team on the road and in your backyard on your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Welcome back to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Senior night at West Bloomfield High School and off to a great start. The Lakers 28, Southfield A&T 0 at halftime. We've recognized our football players and a marching band and the Palms team. Now out on the field recognizing their seniors as well. Lots of talent at West Bloomfield High School. And Matt, that's been on display so far this half. Playmakers making plays for West Bloomfield.
Yeah, really both on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. Bryce Rowe on the defensive side of the ball Morris on the offensive side of the ball. Really, it's just been incredible to watch just how this Lakers team has come out tonight, showing the hunger that they have and the drive that they have and how bad they want that home playoff game.
Look, there's been so much talk about Southfield A&T because they've earned it. They're number 3 team in the state. They're 7-0 coming into tonight. Isaiah Marshall has once again been having a fantastic season, but the player of the game so far for the Lakers, arguably on the offensive side, has been Rick Nance, making plays on the ground and in the air and making really sound decisions for the Lakers.
Yeah, really, his veteran prowess and leadership has really been on display all throughout the season. He's made smart decision after smart decision, and it's been phenomenal to watch how he's commanded this offense.
Now here comes the tougher task, maintaining that 28-0 lead against Southfield A&T. We've seen it in past weeks. The West Bloomfield Lakers have had big leads, including against Rochester Adams, and Adams was able to march back into that game. Even last week, some late touchdowns for Oxford in those rainy conditions on the road. What does West Bloomfield need to do in half number 2 to not only maintain this lead, but expand that and run away with it against one of the best teams in Division I?
I mean, really, we're going to see it happen with the first possession out of the half with Southfield A&T getting the ball, but it's up to the defense, really. The offense, we're going to see them likely, get the ball to Josh Tate, Morris, Dunton, Flowers, the array of offensive playmakers they have. But it's going to be up to this Lakers defense to make sure that, they don't give any huge plays to this Southfield A&T offense that allows them to get any sort of momentum, any sort of breathing room to get back into this game.
All scoring plays for the Lakers in the first half on the ground. Marquise Morris early in the first quarter got a touchdown, put the Lakers up 7-0. That was fouled a few minutes later near the end of the first by Josh Tate, his second touchdown of the season. And the PAT gave the Lakers a 14-0 lead on Southfield A&T. Then in the second quarter, a touchdown rush for Nigel Dunton, the former Warrior, 21-0. And then Marquise Morris, with about 6:45 left to go in the first half, put the Lakers up 28-0 with his second rushing touchdown of the night. Plenty more football here at West Bloomfield High School in a little bit. And then next week, Lakers take the show back out on the road for the regular season finale at Oak Park High School. That's going to be an earlier kickoff, 6 o'clock game next week at Oak Park. Lakers looking to finish off the regular season strong and put themselves in prime position for playoff time. The Laker halftime show continues in just a few minutes on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think. You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
When you have a gambling problem, you have a money problem. Don't let your gambling cause you financial hardship. If you or someone you love is struggling with gambling, we can help. Get free confidential counseling and win your life back. Learn more at michigan.gov/problemgambling.
Take a break and tune in to the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Keefe and Diane Chabon as they go through headlines, events, and update you on the day-to-day in Oakland County. Catch us live Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99.
Today I'm going to tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. Cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
You're watching and listening to your home for Greater West Bloomfield news. Civic Center TV and 89.3 WBLD Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield, Kego Harbor, Sylvan Lake. 89.3 Lakes FM.
Welcome back to Senior Night Football at West Bloomfield High School. At the half, West Bloomfield 28, Southfield A&T 0. Tyler Keith, Matt Catoni, the whole team on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM, your exclusive home for West Bloomfield Laker football. 24 minutes left of football coming up in just a little bit here at West Bloomfield High School. Next week, we'll go back out on the road for the final game of the regular season against Oak Park. The Oak Park Knights will have their regular season finale at Oak Park. 6 o'clock kickoff for the Lakers next week, and then we'll learn about their playoff fate on Saturday next week before we head into the postseason. As we look outside at West Bloomfield High School, a little bit of slippery conditions in the first half from earlier on this week, and now we're seeing the moisture come into fold here at West Bloomfield High School. The radar showing that the heavier stuff is still a little ways out, but the rain coming in already, those slick conditions played a big factor last week, and in the second half, going to make the Lakers need to have a little bit stronger execution and be very safe with the football.
Yeah, really, these upcoming weather conditions really kind of plays into the Lakers' favor. You know, raining and tough conditions on the field, you're going to want to run the ball more. You know, it's going to benefit them, whereas it's going to make it that much harder for Southfield A&T to throw the ball and get back in this game.
Yeah, rainy conditions at West Bloomfield High School, but it's always sunny Monday through Friday on the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Weekdays beginning at 8:30 a.m. live and all throughout the mornings and the afternoons and the evenings, replaying on CivicCenterTV.com. Join Diane, Shaban, and I as we talk to the biggest newsmakers in town about the next big projects, great events coming up as we head toward the holiday season, and so much more. The Splash Live, your stories from your hometown on your community media each and every day on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM, as head coach Aaron Marshall and his Southfield A&T Warriors looking to answer back after a really peculiar first half for this team. This is a team that typically is on the other side of this, and they're going to have to answer that in the second half. Coach Marshall, before this season, had told the media, including us, that what he wanted his team to focus on was being more focused, and handling adversity was a big focal point for his team coming into this year. Now here's the first really big test for them, down 28-0 at the half.
Yeah, I mean, really, as the saying goes, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. So really now here, we're going to see what this Southfield A&T team is made of. It's really, this is a blow that they have never really taken.
Yeah, and a blackout night for the Swamp at West Bloomfield High School. All excitement as the Lakers come back out on the field, up 28-0 as we approach the second half. We'll take one more break and come back with 24 more minutes of Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
You're watching and listening to your home for Greater West Bloomfield news. Civic Center TV and 89.3 WBLD Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield, Kego Harbor, Sylvan Lake. 89.3 Lakes FM. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Follow us on Twitter at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Today I'm going to tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. Cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
Inside your brain is the control center for how you think, talk, learn, and remember. 10 tips to keep it healthy. Get moving. Read a book. Reduce stress. Sleep well. Eat healthy. Quit smoking. Manage your blood pressure. Challenge your mind. Wear a helmet. Stay social. Be mindful of brain health now to help prevent things like dementia later. Learn more at michigan.gov/mybrainhealth.
This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home. Take a break and tune in to the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Keefe and Diane Chabon as they go through headlines, events, and update you on the day-to-day in Oakland County. Catch us live Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99.
Welcome back to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. As we approach the beginning of the second half, West Bloomfield 28, Southfield A&T 0. And we thank you for joining us across all of our platforms, Civic Center TV on Comcast, Channel 15, AT&T, Channel 99, WBTV, the West Bloomfield School District's TV channel, Comcast Channel 19, AT&T Channel 99, as well as on 89.3 Lakes FM. And online, civiccentertv.com/LakersSports, your place to follow along with the Lakers all season long, whether it's our live coverage of tonight's game and next week on the road in Oak Park, or all throughout the season this week in Laker football weekly. Coach Zach Hilbers and I will talk about the latest game, and then we'll talk with some of the players and the coaches and preview, of course, the next upcoming matchup as we see Oak Park next week, and then head on to playoff time. Second half about to get underway, and the rain has joined along as the 23rd player out on the field. Going to be a slick second half. Maybe that favors Southfield A&T. Maybe that favors West Bloomfield. We'll find out. 24 minutes left in this ball game, 12 minutes up on the clock, and Justin Ward set to kick this ball off to Southfield A&T to begin the second half.
Yeah, really going to be huge for this Lakers defense right here to come out and get a stop, because that can really put them in position to get a running clock.
The Warriors won the coin toss, deferred to the second half. Now they'll get the football. A short kickoff down to about the 25-yard line. Bounces inside the 25 and recovered by Southfield A&T. They'll bring it up to about the 35 to the 40-yard line and up to the 45. A big return for Southfield A&T. Wendell Smith, showstopper, gets Southfield marching toward positive territory.
Yeah, the exact thing that they were trying to avoid, just, kick it up front, try and keep it away from the returner in these wet, slick conditions, maybe come away with a fumble. Fortunately, the return man gets it and rips off a nice one right there.
What's been good news so far for Southfield A&T is they have had some success in the running game so far. With slicker conditions in the second half, that running game going to be that much more important. All the more reason this Lakers defensive front going to have to be just as stout in half number 2. First offensive play of the second half. Drive begins for the Warriors at their 45-yard line. Trips to the left for Isaiah Marshall, the senior. Snapping a handoff up the middle, just off to the right side and down to about the 49-yard line. A gain of 3, maybe 4 yards for Xavier Burt on first down.
Yeah, it looked like Xavier Davis was in there on the tackle right there. Really just a phenomenal game from him so far. The Lakers opting for this 3-man front so far this game. His presence right there on the interior has been huge in stopping the run and creating pressure up the middle.
As Laker defensive front has been strong all season long. We got a Laker down on the field, so we'll take a very short break and come back with more Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
You're watching and listening to your home for Greater West Bloomfield news. Civic Center TV and 89.3 WBLD Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield, Kego Harbor, Sylvan Lake. 89.3 Lakes FM. Watch West Bloomfield Lakers football all season long on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. Join Tyler Kieft and Matt Catoni each week for live, in-depth, and exclusive coverage before, during, and after the big game. It's your local high school football team on the road and in your backyard on your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Laker football is back on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Good to see Jonathan Edison up on his feet for the West Bloomfield Lakers, the injured player on that first offensive play of the second half. Walk off the field with a little bit of assistance, and we'll get some look from Amy Frazier, the athletic trainer at West Bloomfield High School. Second down and 6 for Southfield A&T at their 49-yard line. Trips to the left for Zeke Marshall with one man in the backfield. Liggins in motion. Marshall, quick screen pass out to his left side. Caught inside the 50-yard line. Slips at the 45-yard line. The first down for Juwan Jarrett.
Yeah, really good job by the Lakers defense right there to trip him up. Had they not tripped him up right there, it looked like he may have been in position to really rip off yards after the catch there that really would have put some fear in the Lakers defense.
Yeah, just a quick play, designed play for Southfield A&T. Gets them a good chance at the football and to make some plays. First down and 10 in plus territory at the 43-yard line. Option play, handoff to Liggins, up to the 40, breaks one, almost to the 35, and another good run on first down for Southfield A&T.
Yeah, it really looks like they are getting this Lakers defense off guard, opting to run the ball right here when, I mean, almost anyone would assume down 28-0, they would come out throwing the ball.
Now into plus territory inside the Laker 40-yard line. Second down and short for Southfield A&T. Trips out to the right for Isaiah Marshall with Liggins in the backfield. Marshall takes the snap. He'll hand that ball off. Up and to the left side, met at the 35. A gain of a couple for Southfield A&T sets up third down.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to maybe come away with the first down right there. The Lakers defense stands up, makes sure he does not get those last 2 yards, and now they're set up with a crucial third and short.
Jaden Allos among the players in on that tackle, making plays on the defensive side, been shifted over there over the past couple weeks. And now a big third down and short for Southfield A&T and for this Lakers defense as Isaiah Marshall comes out with twins to either side. Quarterback takes it himself. He gets tripped up. He's not going anywhere. Jonathan Gabriel gets in on that and sets up fourth down.
Yeah, I mean, doing what he has done all year and just living in the backfield. He shoots the gap and is able to trip up the quarterback and bring him down at the line of scrimmage, setting up a 4th and 2 that Southfield A&T will surely be going for.
One of the biggest playmakers in the state in Isaiah Marshall, and one of the biggest playmakers on this defensive front, Jonathan Gabriel, sets up fourth down and about 1. Snap, handoff, tripped up, almost didn't get it. It's gonna be close, and he ultimately pushes forward. Davier Burt fights for that first down. They'll move the chains.
Yeah, really an impressive run right there. He trips up initially, is able to recover, and even fights through some contact on his way to the first down.
The Southfield A&T team opened the score for the first time tonight. Marching up into Laker territory, now inside, just outside the 30-yard line. The first down at West Bloomfield's 31. Trips to the left for the senior quarterback, Isaiah Marshall. One man out to the right in the boundary for the Warriors. Snap to Marshall. Gets a good pocket. Gonna look down the field. Throwing it deep. It is caught and in the end zone. Touchdown, Southfield A&T. Wow. What a play by the dynamic duo, Isaiah Marshall and Tashi Braceful.
Yeah, really struggling to stop the run so far. They opt for a pass right here. He throws it up, and unfortunately, the Lakers aren't able to come away with enforcing a completion right there.
Ultimately, a penalty on West Bloomfield. Not going to mean anything. The points will stay on the board. Southfield A&T finally getting points. 28-6 with the PAT would make this a 21-point game, but Isaiah Marshall and company still out on the field. They're going to go for 2 and try to narrow this lead to 20. 9:03 to go in the third quarter. It was a shutout in the first half, and Southfield A&T making quick work of this Lakers defense. This is a Warriors team that hadn't been shut out since their final game of the season back in 2018 against River Rouge, where they lost 45-0. They're looking for a big second half on the road to continue their undefeated season. So here they go for 2 points inside the 5-yard line. Isaiah Marshall line up in a gun as the injured Laker will come off the field alongside trainer Amy Frazier.
Not sure I get why they're going for 2 quite here, though, because it doesn't really do much for you.
After the injured player leaves the field, the whistle is play active. Marshall talking to his offensive line. Moves the man in motion. He'll take the snap. Gets a bit of a pocket, throws to the left side into the end zone, and it is good for Southfield A&T. Get the 2-point conversion. That ball goes to Zavi Bowman. 28 for West Bloomfield, 8 for Southfield A&T. And now the Lakers going to have to answer after an early second half score.
Yeah, really, Southfield A&T capitalizing on that huge kick return to start off the half. You know, really allowing them to lean on that run game early in this half. You know, now it's going to be up to this Lakers offense to match that touchdown and keep the pressure on Southfield A&T.
28-8 after that score and the 2-point conversion, and a good start for Southfield A&T as the Lakers looking to continue their lead tonight and come out of this with a win before they head out on the road next week for the final regular season game in 2023. The Lakers will go out to Oak Park for an early matchup. 6 o'clock kickoff next week for the Lakers against the Oak Park Knights, the regular season finale. And then over the weekend next week, they'll learn their fate for the playoffs. Tonight could have big implications. So could next week. Still a lot of football left to play for the L-Boys in 2023. Now it's their chance to answer a quick score. Just a little over 3 minutes on that drive for Southfield A&T makes it a 28-8 game with 8:59 to go in the third quarter. And the Warriors will kick this ball off to West Bloomfield. Cam Flowers, Jameer Benjamin among the players deep for West Bloomfield. Dorian Freeman will kick the ball off. There's a short one, an onside kick. It's not quite going to get the space it needs. Ultimately takes a bounce, but West Bloomfield comes up with it.
Yeah, looked like it wasn't going to go the yardage that Southfield A&T would have needed it to, but for some reason, West Bloomfield plays it safe and jumps on it and opts not to, risk a penalty or with the potential of losing the ball.
Yeah, ultimately on the dive after the football, it did advance past the 50-yard line with the ball kicked off the 40. And with a deflection, could have gone to Southfield A&T, but the Lakers charge, get on top of that. And now they're going to start this first offensive drive of the second half in great field position.
First and 10 Lakers at their own 49-yard line.
Nance, empty backfield. Twins to either side. Man in motion, snap and a handoff. Here comes Marquise Morris to the 50-yard line. Met, slammed, and taken down. He'll get a couple yards into positive territory and set up second down at the 49.
Yeah, picking up about 2.5 yards right there on that run. It's not necessarily the prettiest of things, but, we're likely to see a lot of runs like this from the Lakers in this half, because they're just going to try, eat up as much time as they can, really keep the ball out of Southfield A&T's hands.
28-8 in favor of West Bloomfield, 8.5 to play in the third quarter, and a second down and 8 for West Bloomfield at Southfield's 48-yard line. Nance with one man in the backfield, and a single man out to the strong side. Snap to Nance, he'll take the ball himself, draw play to the 40-yard line and more. Rick Nance, another big run for the Lakers and moves the chains.
Yeah, a huge first down right there, allowing them to eat up that much more time, and even more important in terms of field position, because now they're in more reasonable position to go for it in a fourth down situation, and they can even force the Southfield offense back even deeper.
Just 4 minutes into this second half, 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. West Bloomfield up 20, and now marching up into Southfield territory. 2 men out to the right for West Bloomfield in the boundary. Snap to Nance, will hand it off to Flowers on the jet to the 40 to 36-yard line and just touches the out-of-bounds line. Sets up second down.
Yeah, really a huge run right there again. Not necessarily, picking up a huge amount of yards, touchdown, but, keeps the offense moving, keeps the clock, well, in this case, stops it, but really gets the offense in a position to where they can eat up more clock and really chew the game away.
Gain of 4 for West Bloomfield on first down, sets up a 2nd and 6 at the Southfield A&T 36.25-yard line. Nance in the shotgun with a bunch formation and Morris in motion. He'll take another quarterback draw to the 40 and just shy of the 30-yard line, down to the 31 for Rick Nance.
Yeah, and again, already again in this half, this is a crucial third down. They're able to pick this up. It'll allow them to eat up that much more time. Really only give Southfield A&T maybe 1 or 2 more possessions this quarter.
Yeah, coming into this game, West Bloomfield converting on about 40% of their third downs this season. They're looking to do that one more time on 3rd down and 1. Another bunch formation. Nance takes the snap, hands it off to Tate, gets the first down and more, down to the 25. Another big run for Josh Tate, his best performance of the season.
Yeah, really, and also this offensive line's best performance of the season. They are recognizing the moment that they are in, how important this game is, how much they need to step up, and they are just phenomenal at the point of attack. Look at just look at those pancakes.
The interior offensive line for the Lakers on senior night. Terrence Daniels, the left guard. Jamar Johnson, the center. Alex Walton, the right guard, coming up big on those interior runs. And those young linemen on the edges, the tackles also playing big for the Lakers tonight. On the first down, hand off to Tate. And this time he gets slammed. Reggie Gardner making big contact and takes down the running back on first down.
Yeah, nothing there for the Lakers. Now it's starting to seem that this Southfield A&T defense is starting to key in on the run, knowing that, the Lakers are trying to, limit our offense's possessions. We have to start, maybe risking a few more and try and getting the ball back.
That's a big man in space, Reggie Gardner. 6 foot 270, a 6'5" wingspan, and super athletic for his size, very similar to Brandon Davis Swain. Snap to Nance, screen pass to the 30-yard line. Caught, advancing forward to the 25 is Marquise Morris and dives down about the 21-yard line. Nice gainer for West Bloomfield, sets up 3rd.
Yeah, really an important gain right there as well, setting up a much more manageable 3rd down. You don't want to be 3rd and 12. Now you're in this position to where you can even maybe possibly run a quarterback draw once again with Rick Nance and catch the defense off guard.
5:44 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's 28-8 for West Bloomfield. Southfield A&T shut out in the first half, but 8 points already on the board in half number 2. 3rd down. Handoff up the gut. Taken to the outside by Morris, inside the 15. He'll get the first down and more.
Yeah, crucial 3rd down situation. Why not go to old reliable? They run the jet motion with Morris. They get him the ball. And once again, he just finds the gap, makes one guy miss, gets the first down. And again, the Lakers are just, eating up that clock more and more.
Thank you for joining us, as you do each and every week, on our Facebook page at Civic Center TV 15, as well as on the Facebook page of the West Bloomfield School District. Lisa Bovitz-Salen rooting on Marquise Morris all game long. Says, number 2, way to go, especially after that first down drive. 1st and 10 for the Lakers at the 15 of Southfield A&T. Nance with Josh Tate to his immediate right in the backfield and twins to the left. Snap, handoff to Tate up the middle. Met and runs through the A-gap, ultimately gains about 2, maybe 3 yards on first down.
Really running through contact almost as soon as he touched the ball right there. And just unfortunately looks like there's a player down on Southfield.
An injury for Southfield A&T. We'll have the training staff come out and examine that player, and players will go to the sideline again. We'll take a short break on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Follow us on Twitter at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Looking for a score, a schedule, a story? MHSAA.com has you covered. Our newly redesigned website has everything you need to follow high school sports in Michigan. And it's optimized for mobile use. Fans can submit scores on a Friday night, check playoff pairings and game times, or
Welcome back to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Lakers driving deep into Southfield A&T territory. A second down coming up inside the 15 at the 13-yard line of the Warriors, with West Bloomfield up 28-8. Looking to answer with a sustained drive after a quick score from Southfield A&T to start half number 2. Nance lined up with two receivers out to his right. Reading that defense, taking his time to get this play underway. The senior quarterback moves Flowers in motion, takes it himself, draw play, has to shift outside, getting chased, he's gonna get taken down. Reggie Gardner chased him right into the comfortable hands of Jordan Melton for the sack.
Yep. Calling Nance's number once again to try, eat up more of this clock. Already having a longer drive despite the similar field position as Southfield A&T in this half. Now they're set up with a 3rd and long to where, they're put in a position. Do we want to, take a shot, get this first down, or are we going to play it safe, run the ball, eat up some more time, and go back up 4 possessions?
Lakers now at the 18-yard line of Southfield A&T, the 17-yard line. Got to get to the 5 for a first down. 3rd down and 12. Twins out to the left for West Bloomfield. Lakers resetting their play. Flowers in motion. Nance will take the snap. Now he's got a good pocket, looking. Rolls out to his right, still looking for a play. Throws it deep into the end zone and is batted away in triple coverage intended for Brandon Davis. Swain sets up a 4th down.
Yeah, really, a long developing play right there. He's able to buy time in the pocket. Fortunately, just puts a little bit too much under the pass right there. Floats a little bit behind Brandon Davis Swain, and he's unable to come down with it.
4th down now for West Bloomfield. Rick Nance and company looking to stay on the field. And so they're going to go for it deep in Southfield territory, up 20 points. And now they got to reconsider that decision. As you hear in the background, a penalty for West Bloomfield. Did not line up 7 on that line, or threw it in the direction of someone who was not one of that front 7 that have to be on that line of scrimmage every single play. Ultimately, that penalty going to be declined and keep this a 4th down, and Justin Ward will come out for a field goal for West Bloomfield. 4 for 4 on the season, and his longest field goal last week, 41 yards. This one going to be 34. Kick is up, under pressure, ultimately going to get through the uprights, and it is good. West Bloomfield 31, Southfield A&T 8. You're watching and listening to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Take a break and tune in to the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Keefe and Diane Chabon as they go through headlines, events, and update you on the day-to-day in Oakland County. Catch us live Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99.
After the field goal, 31-8 in favor of West Bloomfield, with 3:16 to go in the 3rd quarter on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. After this game next week, the regular season finale back on the road for the Lakers at Oak Park. Earlier kickoff on October 20th, 6 o'clock p.m. against the Knights of the OAA White Division, and then we'll find out where this team's going to be come playoff time. A win tonight will play a big role in that. Off the field goal, the man himself who just got those 3 points, Justin Ward, going to kick this off just left of the middle of the 40-yard line. There's a squib kick, and it is a bullet to the 30-yard line, muffed but recovered at the 33-yard line. Southfield A&T We'll start off there as Tashi Braceful dives on top of the football.
Yeah, after Southfield A&T's commercial, I said I didn't necessarily understand the madness behind going for 2 right there, but now, you're seeing it come to fruition. After that field goal, it's still a 3-possession game now. 3 touchdowns and 3 2-point conversions. It's unlikely, but, if that's able to happen, they would take the lead.
Those wet conditions now playing a factor. We just saw one of the men on the sideline for Southfield A&T running a towel out there to the referee so they can clean off that football before this offensive drive begins. And man, another factor in that too is we were approaching the mercy rule. 35-point lead gives you a rolling clock, so getting that separation, that extra 1 point could play a difference down the road if West Bloomfield is able to get a few more points on the board. Keep that clock involved. First down and 10 for Southfield A&T. Trips to the right for Zeke Marshall. Quick pass out to his right on a post route slant to the 40-yard line. Caught and reaches up to the 50-yard line. A great first down play again for the Toledo bounds Tashi Braceful.
Yeah, really nice play design right there from Southfield A&T. Looked like they got some Lakers to bite on a screen. I don't know if it was just a straight-up screen or a bubble screen. They sent that slant coming right across from it, and you got it wide open.
Warriors going to hurry it up at the 50. Snap and handoff up the gut to the 48-yard line and pushes forward to the 46.
Just once again, Xavier Davis getting in on that play. Just a phenomenal season for him so far, just really establishing himself.
Southfield A&T spreading the love for those running backs tonight. Big game so far for Davier Burton. Royce Liggins, the ball carrier on that previous play, making a nice move. Sets up second down for Southfield A&T, a gain of about 2 on first. 3-yard gain, actually. Second down and 7. Here's Isaiah Marshall taking the snap. Quick pass out to his right side. He has to fake it. Now looking way down the field. Throwing toward the sideline just over the head of his intended receiver. Incomplete, heading for Juwan Jarrett.
Yeah, almost an incredible play right there from Marshall. You see the pump fake. He recognizes that if he lets go of that pass and make it picked off, comes back around, it escapes the pocket, and just barely overthrows his receiver.
Yeah, threw a pick earlier in this game to that man on your screen, Bryce Rowe, but fearless. That's what Isaiah Marshall does. He is a fearless quarterback. He's a confident quarterback, and he is a bona fide playmaker. If he gets a good position and gets his feet in the right spot, he can throw that ball anywhere with speed, with accuracy, and with a beautiful spiral. Off the incompletion, 3rd down and long for Southfield A&T, lined up at the Laker 48-yard line. Marshall got a pocket, looking down the field as it collapses, to throw it, and is caught by Jarrett. 1st down and more. He shifts and tries to move forward. He'll move the chains, and there you go. Playmaker making plays, a dart thrown by the quarterback.
Really, he takes a shot on that release, too. Just incredible poise in that pocket. He stands in there and delivers that strike, and just, wow.
Yeah, true athlete, 6 foot, 205-pound senior, a 4-year starter at Southfield A&T. 2:11 to go in the 3rd quarter. Lakers 31, Southfield A&T 8. 1st and 10 for the Warriors. Trips to the right for Isaiah Marshall. Got a good pocket. Looking to the sideline, throw, and it is caught at the sideline and near the line to gain for Zavi Bowman.
Yeah, you can really tell that this deficit and the time just dwindling off the clock is starting to get to Marshall. You're going to see him you don't see it earlier in the play. You see him geared up. He wants to take that deep shot. The Lakers have it swelled up, so he just goes to his check down right there and lives to see another down.
Just advanced that football forward, and it got toward the sideline, too, and ultimately out of bounds, so that clock won't roll with $1:45 to go in the 3rd quarter. Southfield A&T looking to narrow this lead. Down to 23 points, approaching the 4th quarter. Snap and a handoff on the jet, and it is swallowed up. Jaden Allos making a big play and stopping that run short of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you mentioned them getting Allos in there more on defense, and if he keeps on making plays like this, he's just gonna keep on giving them reasons to keep him in the game on defense.
And I'll set up a 3rd down for Southfield A&T. 3rd and about 3, maybe 4 yards to go to move those chains. Trips to the left, and 1 man out in the boundary for Isaiah Marshall. He'll take the snap, got a pocket, looking to his left, throwing a leaping grab just out of the hands of his intended receiver, Demario Quarles.
Yeah, really, that is something that is you can't have right now, and it's going to eat at this Southfield A&T offense. You can't have a drop like that in this situation.
Let's take a look at that again. Marshall just threw a bullet. Quarles got on the pogo stick and took a nice big leap in the air, had his hands on the football, and it just bounced right off of him. Now set up 4th down and short. They're going to go for it, of course. Twins out to either side for the senior quarterback. Got a pocket, looks to his left side, and overhead, intended for Zavi Bowman, a turnover on downs. The Lakers secondary comes up big again.
Yep. Once again, Bryce Rowan coverage is giving as little space as possible to throw the ball. And, I mean, right now this Lakers defense is playing on another level.
Hey, 2 tough losses for the Lakers so far this season, but taking this ultimate test and really showing up big. Big news for the Lakers tonight is that 31-8 lead late in the 3rd quarter. We got all the big news from across town every single day throughout your work week on the Splash Live. Beginning at 8:30 a.m., Diane Chabon and I, the latest stories from around the town. Your stories from your hometown on your community media, Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. It's now 1st down and 10 for West Bloomfield. Decent field position to start this drive at their 30-yard line. Nance will take the snap. He'll hand that ball up the middle, and boy, what a collision at the line of scrimmage, and a slamming stop for Mauricio Clayton.
I mean, really, just Clayton did a phenomenal job of diagnosing that run right there, and he's right there in the gap is, I mean, just a phenomenal hit right there.
Just absolutely tabletop the rusher and sets up 2nd down with a little over 30 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. West Bloomfield content to make this a sustained drive to milk that clock and not give Southfield A&T any more than those final 12 minutes to try to make something happen in their home finale. Nance with Morris in motion, takes the snap, got some time, looking. Now shifts outside the pocket toward the 25, throws down the field, wide open, and caught his Caudle. 40, 30, and down inside the 25. Just near the 25, the 27-yard line, knocking on the door of the red zone.
Yeah, I mean, just a huge play right there. They gave Nance all day to throw. He gets out of the pocket, extends the play, finds Caudle downfield, who does a good job of coddling the ball, securing it, and getting a crucial 1st down that should help the Lakers put this game away.
Gonna roll the clock with 5 seconds to play. Lakers not really going to do much to set this thing up. And that's going to end the 3rd quarter. West Bloomfield 31, Southfield A&T 8. 12 more minutes of football next on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
So, I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoy giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
Find local municipal meetings at our program schedule on civiccentertv.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at civiccentertv.com and click schedule at the top of the screen.
The final 12 minutes of regulation on the way at West Bloomfield High School. Your Lakers 31, the undefeated number 3 Southfield A&T Warriors 8. And West Bloomfield got the football, and they're inside the 30-yard line, knocking on the door of the red zone once again. Start the 4th quarter, Nance in the shotgun. And Twins out to the short side of the field. Got a pocket, looking toward the end zone. Got the pass off, it is caught and is in. Oh, no, they're going to call him out of bounds. He had Elijah Durham, but just not enough to get a foot in the end zone.
Right before the break, we said, that last catch put him in good position to end the game. And the Lakers figured, why not just go for the throat right here, try and end it here with a deep shot, but unfortunately unable to get the feed
just
in.
that close, and got to give credit to the secondary there to force Elijah Durham tight to that sideline, and he landed maybe a foot out of play. That was really close. But a good save for that secondary of the Warriors. Sets up a 2nd down and 10 for West Bloomfield with 11:53 to go in regulation. Nance in the pistol. Man in motion is Flowers. He'll hand it off to Flowers. Shifts up the gut. Takes it to the left side, down to the 20-yard line and inside to the 19 before being taken down. Big gainer for Cam Flowers. And 1st down for West Bloomfield.
Yeah, really, again, just all this Lakers team has to do, keep the clock moving, and got a huge 1st down there, accomplishes that. And they're just, the better they run the ball, the closer they are to finishing this game.
Quietly, a very nice game for West Bloomfield's Cam Flowers tonight. Just almost got that moving the chains forward. They'll stop the forward progress about a yard shy and set up 3rd down and 1 for the Lakers inside the 20-yard line of Southfield A&T, with the Lakers up 31-8. Hard count gets Southfield A&T the jump, and that will move the Lakers forward and into a 1st down.
Again, not even having to get the 1st down themselves. They have Southfield A&T do their dirty work for them. Now 1st and 10, where 1st down gets them inside the 5.
Just keep it smart, keep it simple. Get those chains moving and give your team as many chances to run plays as possible and get rid of this clock. 1st down and 10 for the Lakers at the 14-yard line of Southfield A&T. Nance lined up with Josh Tate and Marquise Morris in the backfield. Tate just inside the tackles and Morris just outside in motion. Nance, draw play, runs to the left side, and he is quickly tripped up at the 15, but there's a flag on the field.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what this flag is, because you're not necessarily too heartbroken if it's a hold, but it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. But a phenomenal play right there from Michael Lewis to just stuff a run from Rick Nance, who's been a phenomenal rusher in the 2nd half.
That penalty going to be a hold on West Bloomfield. Will set them back a little ways. We'll have to redo that 1st down. Going to be 1st down and long for West Bloomfield now. The original line of scrimmage at the 14. Now they're going to be set up at the 24-yard line for 1st and 20.
Right spot of that, though, is extra play to run more time.
Space, too, to set up those wide receivers down the field. Elijah Durham out wide to the left. Nance looking, thought about it, going to Marquise Morris, looking down the field, wants to go for it all, and ultimately skips that one out to Marquise Morris and over his head.
Directing traffic right there as he's trying to buy time in the backfield. Unfortunately, unable to get the pass to Morris because of the pressure. If he had been able to land that pass, we might have been looking at 6 right there.
Yeah, Morris and Nance talking that over briefly after the play. Kind of looked like, hey, my bad. Nope, my bad. Doesn't matter. They play it again. 3rd down and 20 for West Bloomfield. 10:21 to go in this ball game. It's 31 for WB and 8 for Southfield A&T. Lakers sideline. Speaking over with the referees, and Rick Nance been managing a great game tonight, having a really good season, and he wanted to bounce back. Disappointing year last season, injuries, came back and struggled in the playoffs and had a big senior season at West Bloomfield. On 3rd down, Nance got a pocket, look into the end zone, and it is just deflected, intended for Elijah Durham. Wendell Smith got in the way of that and sets up 4th down.
Yeah, I mean, really, not many things you can do right there but take a shot, and who better to take a shot with than your most physical receiver who's best when it comes to attacking the football. Unfortunately, just unable to bring it down.
Yeah, 4th down, Lakers going to go for it here. Nance still on the field. This would be about a 45-yard field goal if they were to send Justin Ward out there, just outside of his range maybe. His longest of the season was 41 yards a week ago, at a 34-yarder for 3 earlier on in the 2nd half, late in the 3rd quarter, but Lakers content to keep Nance and company out on the field. Worst case scenario is Southfield A&T would take over on downs at the 25. Nance, pocket collapses, just escapes, rolls out to his right, pass up to the middle, And just a little bit out in front of Cam Flowers. Ultimately, incomplete and a turnover on downs.
Yeah, it looked like he had both Flowers and Brandon Davis-Swain. Looked like Swain came over to him at the end, asking for, or saying, "Oh, I was open too, throw me it next time." But unfortunately, unable to get the ball to either of them there.
58 minutes of football left in the season, the regular season for West Bloomfield, 10 minutes tonight. And the next week, they head out on the road for the regular season finale, back in the OAA White, crossing over and playing against the Oak Park Knights. It's an earlier kickoff on the road in Oak Park, 6 o'clock. We'll move things back an hour. Start off at 6. Laker pregame show beginning about 5 o'clock with This Week in Laker Football, and a little bit of pregame analysis shortly after that, and we'll kick things off on Civic Center TV, 89.3 Lakes FM, on our social media, on Facebook and YouTube, and on the Facebook page, the West Bloomfield School District. 1st and 10 for the Warriors at their 24-yard line. Marshall gets some pressure, rolls out to his left side about the 20-yard line, advances to the line of scrimmage, gets 1, gets 2, gets maybe 3, and ultimately going to be shoved out of play by the Lakers defensive front.
Yeah, and a minimal gain, but more importantly for this Lakers defense, it keeps the clock moving. It doesn't gain that much. They're down 3 possessions, and now, 2nd and long, and the clock's still moving.
Those second-level playmakers, Picour, Blake Simmons and company in on that tackle, sets up 2nd down, about 7 for Southfield A&T. 9.5 to play in this ball game, and they're down 23 points to these Lakers in the penultimate game of the season. Snap to Marshall, looks to his right side, pass across the field, almost picked off and almost caught on the deflection, but ultimately incomplete for Southfield A&T, intended for Tawan Esper.
Yeah, Will Espy almost coming down with the interception there. That really almost certainly would have been a nail in the coffin right here for Southfield A&T. So it really would have allowed the Lakers to eat up that much more time in prime field position.
We saw earlier on in this game, Bryce Rowe had one coming to him and finally got it. Will Espy, he has earned a pick. Almost had one there on 2nd down. Nonetheless, 3rd down and about 7 for Southfield A&T at their 26-yard line. Senior quarterback Marshall looking to his left side, toward the sideline, deflected, incomplete. And again, gonna set up a 4th down for Southfield A&T, but Laundry on the field could impact that.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the flag is on right there. It looked like it was just, a tough ball, good coverage, but it looks like they may be throwing a flag for either holding or pass interference.
Yeah, that's right in the area where the ball was caught. They are going to call holding ultimately on West Bloomfield, and that will move the chains forward. So a lucky break for Southfield A&T, and now get a chance to capitalize on a Laker mistake.
Yeah, crucial mistake right there from West Bloomfield, and you really have to eliminate those.
9:08 to play in this game, 31-8 in favor of the Lakers in their home finale, senior night at the Swamp. Marshall in the gun, the snap. Pockets collapsing, rolls out to his left side, still looking, still getting chased, escapes to the 40, up to the 45 and out of bounds. We'll set up 2nd down and short.
Yeah, really nice job on the scramble right there for Marshall. But one thing that has stood out tonight is how the Lakers have been able to get to pressure with only rushing 3.
Credit to Marshall on that play on 1st down to gain those yards and fight for it and move that line of scrimmage up the field. Earlier on in his career, struggled to take the ball on the ground, had to really get encouragement from his coaches. We talked about that earlier on this year with Devin Gardner of Bally Sports Detroit, something he's very much improved in the last couple seasons. Low snap, handoff to Xavier Burt, flag on the play, gets the 1st down and more inside Laker territory, down to about the 47-yard line, but the penalty going to impact that, likely a hold.
Yeah, that flag came out almost as soon as the ball carrier got the ball, so it's going to be interesting to see what this call is.
Yeah, you heard. The procedure penalty will set Southfield A&T back and erase that 1st down. Penalty is accepted. They'll have to redo it again. 2nd down for Southfield A&T, and still in their own territory with the ball now placed at the 40-yard line. 8:54 to go in this game. Southfield A&T put up 8 points early in the half and trying to get back on the board and narrow this deficit. Marshall got a pocket, looks to the middle of the field, and is caught at the 45-yard line, and he just got laid out but ultimately still going to hold on to that football. Bowman advances it into Laker territory, and now we got another flag after the play.
Yeah, it looks like the flag is going to be on Jameer Benjamin, who, was celebrating the big hit he had right there, and it's just an unfortunate flag, and just again goes back to those mistakes and moments that you have to eliminate that can allow teams like Southfield A&T to get back in the game.
We've seen that before a few weeks ago on the road at Lake Orion, those frustration penalties, those excessive celebrations. Too much talking after the play can really affect the opportunities you're giving your opponents. And for a defense that has been stellar tonight against Southfield A&T, now they're getting close to the red zone and another first down. 1st and 10 for the Warriors at the Lakers' 30-yard line off the penalty. It would have been a first down anyway, but even better territory. And one man in the backfield for Isaiah Marshall. Snap. Collapsing pocket, moves up the middle to the 30-yard line, to 25, shifting to the 20-yard line, dives toward the sideline, and just gets out of play. And just past the line of the game, to move the chains again for Southfield A&T, and a playmaker making plays. The future Jayhawk, first down.
Yeah, the pressure is still getting there, but Marshall this second half has just done a better job of escaping it, and just a phenomenal first down scamper right there.
8:27 left in this game, and now another red zone opportunity. Rarity tonight for Southfield A&T. As Marshall takes the snap, hands it off, and ultimately going to get stuffed right away. Xavier Burt gets the football, and Xavier Davis says, not this time around.
Yeah, and again, that's another tough aspect of that penalty, advancing them that much further into their territory. The Lakers have allowed Southfield A&T the ability to possibly run the football right here in the red zone.
At the 20-yard line, Southfield A&T going to take another shot at this one. Trips to the right for the senior quarterback, Isaiah Marshall. Again, quickly collapsing pocket, throws it to the left side, and is caught near the sideline by Tashi Braceful and forced out of bounds about 4 yards shy of the line to gain.
Yeah, I mean, really, again, how the Lakers have been able to get pressure so far with just a three-man front against one of the top offenses in all of Michigan has just been something to watch.
Third down now for Isaiah Marshall and company with a little over 7.5 to play in this ball game. Tashi Braceful, the lone receiver, out short to the left side. Trips to the right for the Warriors. Snap in the pocket. Marshall has to move forward, getting chased again. There goes the pocket. There goes Brandon Davis-Swain. Marshall releases the football, and ultimately it'll be an incompletion. No flag on the field, not seeing one right now for grounding. He was maybe just inside the tackle box.
Yeah, pressure getting there once again. Marshall doing a good job of buying time in the clutches of Brandon Davis-Swain, but still gets it away.
Set up 4th down and 5 for Southfield A&T in the Laker red zone. Ball at the 14-yard line of the Lakers. Marshall with Royce Liggins in the backfield and trips to his right side, including Zavi Bowman out wide. Lakers calling it. And now the flag on the field, going to be a false start for Southfield A&T and set them back a few yards on 4th down.
Yep, the left guard just flinching just a little bit right there before the snap, now really setting them back in bad position. Because right there, prior to that penalty, they were still in position where they might have been able to take a shot at the end zone because of the emphasis on the sticks on the 4th down.
5-yard penalty now makes it 4th down and 10. Got to get inside the 10 to the 8-yard line to move the chains and get a 1st and goal. Isaiah Marshall, nearly 7,000 yards passing in his first 3 seasons as a starter. Looking to make a big play here. Snap, pass in the end zone, diving, almost caught. Incomplete, intended for Tashi Braceful. And Jameer Benjamin in on that. Now Nigel Dunton celebrating after the play. Luckily, just short enough to not get a penalty.
Yeah, it looked like he was posing for the camera right there in the end zone. So, you may see that in the West Bloomfield high school paper this week. But just out of the receiver's reach, taking that deep shot in the end zone, like I said, but just barely out of reach. Beneficial for the Lakers is now they look to eat up some more clock.
If you see that pose in high school paper, you're probably also hearing about it On the Splash Live on Civic Center TV, Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. Diane, Siobhan, and I with the latest news from your hometown, directly out of the 4 communities, from your community media, Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Lakers take over on their 24-yard line. Nance, the first down, with Josh Tate in the backfield. Move Brandon Davis Swain behind the line of scrimmage also. Snap, handoff to Marquise Moore, shifts inside, bouncing around to the 25, the 30, on his feet, breaks a tackle down to the 40. The Flash making his nickname known, shifting through this defense, threading the needle and moving up toward the midfield line.
Yeah, it almost seems like Morris went into this week hearing all about this Southfield A&T offense, and he decided, you know what, I'm going to show you what I can do this week. He has been phenomenal on the ground today, has really been the catalyst in this run game.
Speedy, agile, and versatile, getting involved in the air all season long, and the last few weeks been big on the ground. First down for West Bloomfield at their 41-yard line with 7:12 and counting to go in this game, and a 31-8 lead for the Lakers. Snap and handoff up the middle, just past the line of scrimmage, gain of about 1 for Marquise Morris.
You know, unfortunately not able to do what he's done all night and break one off, but, you know, not necessarily the thing that you're looking for here. Ultimately, you know, you keep the chains moving, or the clock moving, and now things are starting to look bleak for the Southfield A&T team.
It's a little over 6.5 and counting to play in this ball game. West Bloomfield's up 23 points. Southfield just scoring 8 points tonight early in the second half. This would be their lowest scoring game of the year. Just 5 points more than their opponent scored a week ago. Their lowest scoring game this season was 17 back in week number 2 against Clarkston. On that second down play, Elijah Durham just loses his balance ever so slightly and getting a talking to on the hard count. False start will set the Lakers back a few yards.
You know, can't have that. You see them pulling him out of the game now. Just a crucial mental mistake. Yeah, you know, ultimately it's not, you know, the biggest thing right now, but in some situations later on in his career, you know, it's going to be a bright career. You just can't make those mistakes.
That's why you pull him off the field, have a short discussion about it, get that discipline back in check, move forward, talk through what happened, and make it a learning experience. Second down and 15 now for West Bloomfield. Rick Nance with Josh Tate alongside him in the backfield. Snap, handoff to Tate. Up the middle and met right away. Just ran into a couple of blockers and Reggie Gardner on the tackle.
Yeah, you know, just nothing there for the Lakers. You know, you see right there, number 66, Ashton McCoy looking back at the referee, maybe saying that they were getting away with illegal hands to the face or something potentially. But now the Lakers are set up with a 3rd and long and are likely to take a shot right here.
Perhaps a bit of a surprise. The Lakers in a big lead over Southfield A&T, and across town, another surprise. Harper Woods up 22-7 on Clarkston in the 4th quarter. 5:10 left in this ball game. 3rd down and long for West Bloomfield. Nance in the gun, trips to his left. Takes a snap, looking, pushes up in the pocket, he's gonna go down. Another sack for Southfield A&T. Again, it's Reggie Gardner in on the action, and Southfield A&T forces 4th down.
Yeah, for one of the few times tonight, the pocket collapses and they're able to get to Nance. Now they're gonna opt to call a timeout because, you know, really crucial time or possession right here for Southfield A&T.
Yeah, save that clock and try to give yourself as much of an opportunity as possible, especially now with the rain coming in even harder at West Bloomfield High School. Look at that. The downpour has begun. It's going to be a rainy weekend, and that includes the rest of this ball game. Under 5 minutes to play, and we'll talk more about this on Monday on the Splash Live on Civic Center TV. Diane, Siobhan, myself, and newsmakers across the community, whether it's West Bloomfield Parks, the West Bloomfield Library, our police and fire departments, or anybody making headlines in our 4 communities and around Oakland County. Civic Center TV, 89.3 Lakes FM, and always online and on demand on civiccentertv.com. Off the turnover on downs, excellent field position for Isaiah Marshall. And this Southfield A&T offense with 4:49 to go in this ball game. Setting up this drive on just inside the left hash on the 30-yard line of the Lakers. Off the punt, high punt over for Jaden Allos, Australian rules, it almost gets tackled. Ball going to bounce down just shy of the 50-yard line, take a Laker bounce in the negative territory, and ultimately slide on forward to the 40, and that's where Southfield A&T will begin this possession. Ultimately, Jaden Allos takes a couple seconds off the clock, makes another great punt, and that ball just slides on that wet field forward.
Yeah, almost was a disaster right there for the Lakers. High snap, Allos is able to recover it, corral it, make sure he's able to get a punt off, and even avoids a rusher.
Over the last few seasons, the Lakers have put their skilled players in at punter. Last season was Samaj Morgan. Before that, it was Big Mike Williams, now at the University of South Florida. And this season, Jaden Allos, who for much of the season was averaging a record average for his punts of about 45 yards. It was around 35 yards coming into this game. First down and 10, and a pitch from Marshall into the backfield to Liggins. Gets up to the 40-yard line, advances to the 45, and a gain of about 5 on first down for Southfield A&T as Liggins takes it out of play.
Yeah, needing a big play. They opt for the speed option here, knowing how the Lakers have been keen in on their quarterback's runs. Unfortunately, he's not able to spring it out, and he doesn't even get out of bounds by the look of it.
And Jameer Benjamin pushing him at the end of that play to terminate that play. Second down, a gain of 6 on first for Royce Liggins. With 4 minutes to play in this ball game, and Southfield A&T down 23. They snap, they hand it off up the middle, just past the 50-yard line, pushing forward. And Southfield A&T going to get just past the line of scrimmage, down to the 49, and move the chains.
Yeah, I know it's been one of the few things they've been able to do tonight, but really, Southfield A&T, they're not really, there's not that much time left for them to be running the ball like this. We're going to probably see them start to take some shots now.
Final 4 minutes of this ball game, West Bloomfield in a commanding lead, 31-8. Marshall got some time, got a pocket, launches it down the field toward the sideline, and just out of the reach of Tashi Braceful will set up second down.
Yeah, really, the Lakers secondary tonight has been phenomenal. That's why we're seeing the Southfield A&T offense opt to run the ball down 3 possessions with 3 minutes left in the game. And it's just been incredible to watch this secondary tonight.
Yeah, a tough guy to lock down in Tashi Braceful. The number 3 wide receiver in the state of Michigan. So a 3-star, number 13 wide receiver in the state of Michigan. Top 100 player nationally, according to 24/7 Sports. Got a hell of a quarterback in Isaiah Marshall. Has had a tough night tonight against the Laker defense that has been playing 5-star ball. Marshall takes the pass outside, just outside the reach of Juwan Jarrett, and that's another credit to this Lakers front. Isaiah Marshall throws a great football, but when you put him under pressure like that, he's got no choice but to rip that football out to avoid a sack or a fumble.
Yeah, I mean, really what this Lakers game plan has been tonight on defense has been incredible. They've been only rushing 3, and they've been getting there almost every single time.
It's now 3rd down and 10 for Southfield at the Laker 49-yard line. Marshall, a little bit of time. Now the pocket collapses. He rolls outside. Just about the 45-yard line. Looks to the middle of the field. Is caught around the 30-yard line. And they'll move the chains. A first down for Southfield A&T. As that ball gets to Juwan Jarrett.
Yeah, really a phenomenal play right there from Marshall, able to escape the pocket, get to the outside. He recognizes that the linebackers came up in the spy, and he gets the pass off over in the middle.
Hurry up offense with 3.5 to play in this ball game. Isaiah Marshall going to have trips out to his left side, and Juwan Jarrett out wide to his right. Marshall on the option, pitches it back, going to get a few yards up to about the 25-yard line. Hit, slammed out of bounds, but ultimately some forward progress for Dorian Freeman.
Yeah, it looked like he took a huge hit right there from Blake Simmons, and I'm still surprised that they're running the football here.
About all they can do tonight. This Lakers secondary has been impossible to work with for this Southfield A&T offense. 3:01 to play in this ball game. A short stoppage. We'll let you know Lakers going back on the road next week to take on Oak Park. Regular season finale, looking to make it 2 consecutive wins to finish out the season. Early kickoff, 6 o'clock. Our coverage will begin right about 5 o'clock.
15 on the clock.
Stoppage, as you heard, to reset the clock. A few more seconds going to go up. 3:15 left in this ball game. Second down and short for Southfield A&T. Now they'll roll the clock. With man in motion. Marshall hands the ball up off the middle, breaks one free. Inside the 15, down around the 10. Dorian Freeman on his horse and almost breaks that one free inside the 10-yard line, down about the 11, and some extracurriculars after the play. Freeman's helmet got ripped off. Nigel Dunton walking away from that, and a lot of discussion between these two teams.
Yeah, it looks like you see the ref right there pointing at Dunton. Penalty is likely going to be on him as he was the one that ripped off the helmet. Again, just things that you were hoping the Lakers would eliminate from their game.
Because the helmet came off on that play, Dorian Freeman will have to leave the field for at least one play. Pretty standard rules across all levels of football. And wow, now they're going to send him out of the game. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Nigel Dunton, and they're going to send him packing. An ejection. And beyond that, West Bloomfield now going to advance. Going to have Southfield advance way inside their territory, pushing the 5-yard line, and now a first down and goal.
Yeah, I don't know what Dunton was doing there. He was a part of the tackle and everything.
Isaiah Marshall and company inside the Laker 10-yard line, a rarity tonight, looking to get back out on the board. Trips to the left. Marshall takes the snap, option play, running inside the 5, pushing toward the end zone, gonna get stopped just shy. A trio of Lakers, Jonathan Gabriel, Will Espy, and Bryce Rowe in on that tackle.
Yeah, and now the Southfield A&T Warriors kind of doing a little bit of the Lakers' work themselves, eating up that clock, but they're gonna be kicking onside kicks anyways, so at this point, they're probably gonna just try and run it in here no matter what.
Actually, that third tackler was backup quarterback Jamal Shakespeare. Second and goal, Marshall into the end zone, caught, and it is a touchdown for Southfield A&T. The starting quarterback to the wide receiver and his backup quarterback, Demario Quarles.
Yeah, a huge score right here. It's going to be interesting to see if they opt to go for 2 right here. It's not necessarily necessary unless they want to go for that 1-point victory, but it's going to be interesting to see how the Lakers defense attacks this with how they have been surrendering the yards against the run this drive.
So they are going to go for 2. Isaiah Marshall still out on the field. They'll set up with trips to the left. One man out wide to the right, Juwan Jarrett. Actually, it's Demario Quarles. Now another man in motion. Looks like they send Braceful out wide. One man in the backfield alongside the quarterback. Man in motion on a fly. Takes the snap into the end zone and just batted away off the shoulder of Demario Quarles on that quick slant route, incomplete. Lakers 31, Southfield A&T 14 with 2:18 to play. Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Watch West Bloomfield Lakers football all season long on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. Join Tyler Keefe and Matt Catoni each week for live, in-depth, and exclusive coverage before, during, and after the big game. It's your local high school football team on the road and in your backyard on your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Welcome back to Laker football on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV on yet another very rainy Friday night of high school football. Cooler night also. Now we're in the fall. Now we're truly playing under these Friday night lights in West Bloomfield. Lakers 31, the number 3 team in the state, Southfield A&T 14 with 2:15 to go in this ball game. Southfield A&T, Dorian Freeman, the kicker, lined up for the onside kick. Dead set in the middle of the hashes at the 40-yard line. Freeman, the kick is high over the head and out of bounds. Penalty, and ultimately the Lakers going to be set up with great field position.
And now it all just comes down to one thing for the Lakers right here. Can't you get one first down? One first down here and the game is over, and you pull off arguably the biggest upset you've been able to have in a while, because I can't think of the last time the Lakers have really been underdogs.
So a false start also called, a procedure penalty on Southfield A&T off of the kickoff. That'll advance the Lakers up the field, and now the ball going to start on the right hash at the 50-yard line. Starters remain on the field for West Bloomfield. Up 17 with a little over 2 minutes to play in this game. Nance in a bunch formation with two split out to the left. We'll hand it off in a jet to Marquise Morris. Shifts up the middle, gets 2, 3, and stretches out to the 47-yard line.
Yeah, so Southfield A&T is not going to opt to take one of their 2 timeouts here. So now it's going to be important for the Lakers to get the first down on this play, because then that really just puts the Southfield A&T defense in a horrible position and may not even be able to stop the clock for enough time.
Southfield A&T had to use one of their timeouts earlier on in the game. Now that's going to play a factor late with the Lakers moving into plus territory, rushing the football, taking their sweet time with 100 seconds and counting left in this game. On 2nd down and 7, Rick Nance with 2 men lined up bunched in the backfield. Snap, handoff to Morris. Outside, gets swallowed up at the 50-yard line, but shifts back forward right about the 48-yard line. So a loss of maybe 1 on that play for West Bloomfield.
Yep, and right on cue, we hear the whistles for Southfield A&T calling their 2nd timeout of the half. Now it's time for the Lakers to, cook up a nice play right here and try and get that first down right here on this 3rd and long.
This game, huge playoff point implications, taking out a 7-0 team, and all goes well, holding them to their lowest scoring performance of the season. Lakers got to take care of business one more time to get a little bit more of those playoff points next week. An earlier game on the road at Oak Park. The Knights are the home team, the Lakers the away team. 6 o'clock kickoff on the road, another OAA White Division crossover to conclude the regular season. Then it's on to playoff time. And all that coverage right here on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Got a lot to talk over with head coach Zach Hilbers this week. I'm excited to talk to him about this big win, but a lot to clean up as we go into the final week of the season and get ready for the playoffs. This Week in Laker Football coming early next week on civiccentertv.com/LakerSports. And check out our programming schedule on civiccentertv.com for every time you can watch This Week in Laker Football. Kieran Hughes in as a fullback for West Bloomfield, going to line up a tight end on 1st down. 3rd down, snap and a handoff to Dunton just up the middle, gets back right about the line of scrimmage. It'll be a 4th down for West Bloomfield with just over a minute to play.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was almost surprised. I didn't think they were going to call that timeout for a second, but now they have.
Yeah, a little bit of a bunch there, and again, a lot of discussion after this play. They're going to break things up. And ultimately, 4th down with 1:04 to play in this game. Southfield A&T will take another timeout as we head toward the end of this game, trying to do whatever they can to preserve some time and get their offense one more opportunity. Lots to talk about on this game and a lot going on in the community. We'll have all the latest news and information from right here in your hometown on the Splash Live, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Diane, Shaban, and I, as well as newsmakers from across the community. Don't have to go very far from stories right out of your hometown. Your stories from your hometown on your community media, 5 days a week on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And always available on demand on civiccentertv.com. Also check us out on our YouTube page at Civic Center TV. We thank you for joining us tonight on our YouTube page at Civic Center TV, and all of you that have commented on our video tonight, thank you very much. You can also join along in the conversation on the Facebook page of the West Bloomfield School District at West Bloomfield Schools, and on our Facebook page as well, Civic Center TV 15 on Facebook. Again, as you see Buff come out on the field and help the referees clean off that slick football. A very rainy night now. It's only getting slicker as time goes on. We head toward the end of this ball game. So you see Kieran Hughes coming in as the backup center for West Bloomfield, also clearing off that football on 4th down. Long snapper. Kieran Hughes has low snap on the punt. Alos gets that ball off. It's going to head out of bounds just about the 30-yard line. And Southfield A&T going to have a little under 60 seconds to make one final drive.
Yeah, I'm sure he just did exactly what Coach Hilbert told him to do right there. Don't give Southfield A&T anything that they can return right here and ultimately get quick points.
An impressive game tonight for the West Bloomfield Lakers in all three phases. That secondary making Southfield's offense very one-dimensional tonight. They had to rely on the run. And anytime you're taking out that passing game, you're not giving opportunities to Tashi Braceful, to Wendell, the showstopper Smith, to Jawan Jarrett and company. Even the running backs like Davier Burt and Royce Liggins have been excellent in the receiving game all season long. That came up big for West Bloomfield tonight, up 31-14 with 57 seconds to play in this ball game. First down snap to Isaiah Marshall, getting chased toward the sideline by Jonathan Gabriel. Ultimately gets that ball off and incomplete in the double coverage intended for Jawan Jarrett.
Yeah, I mean, before this game, we talked about how the number one way for the Lakers to disrupt this offense would be to get pressure on Isaiah Marshall, and that's exactly what they have done, despite only rushing 3 men at the line of scrimmage. It's incredible how they've been able to do that so far tonight.
They got 4 game changers on that defensive line, led by the edge rushers and Brandon Davis-Swain and Jonathan Gabriel. But tonight, the stud in the middle, Xavier Davis, the senior, his second year as a starter on this defensive line, he has been huge tonight for the Lakers as well. Marshall, snap pass up the middle and slips right out of the hands of his intended receiver. Tawan Esper just had that football in his hands, but again, slick conditions, it just slid right on out.
Yeah, that's something that has been a problem for the Southfield A&T offense in the second half, is they've had a handful of drop passes.
I'll set up 3rd down and 10 for Southfield A&T. Isaiah Marshall with trips to his right, the one man out in the boundary to his left, takes the snap, rolls, got a pocket. Now it's collapsing, gets a good block, rolls out to his right to the 25, on his feet, across the field and caught at the 46-yard line, advancing forward and down to the 49-yard line. A nice pass to Jawan Jarrett across the field with 30 seconds left to play.
Yeah, it looked like Reginald Hayes almost got in there and was able to bring him down. But, you know, Isaiah Marshall, being the athlete he is able to escape and deliver a nice throw right there and get the first down.
After 8 games, the Lakers will be 6-2 overall. Southfield A&T taking their first loss of the season. It'll at least be 31-14. Marshall takes the snap, advances down the field, pass is caught by Zavi Bowman down to the 20-yard line, pushes forward to the 15.
Yeah, almost right on cue from, as you were saying, running backs making an impact in the passing game, ripping off one of the best passing plays that the Southfield offense has been able to pull off tonight.
Yeah, an off night for Southfield A&T offensively. But that's a really big credit to this Lakers defense, especially that secondary and that front 7 making a big impact too in the backfield. This Warriors team, as a high snap goes over the head of Marshall again. Slick football, throws it from the 35-yard line near the end zone, almost picked off and incomplete.
Yeah, really just almost a nightmare scenario right there to end the game to what's been a nightmare of a game for Southfield A&T. The snap goes over his head and almost nearly picked off.
Very slick conditions, tough to throw, tough to catch. With 1 second left on the clock, one final play for the Southfield A&T team. And look, it wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when this Southfield team would be near the top of the food chain in the OAA and in the state of Michigan. They're certainly there. And a bright future this season for a very senior-laden team. But West Bloomfield showing its teeth tonight in their final regular season game of the Swamp. Last play from WB this evening. Snap to Marshall. Looking. Pocket collapses. Rolls to his left side. Has to escape. Looking toward the end zone. Throw in the back. It is caught. And it's going to be a touchdown for Southfield A&T.
Yeah. A nice, consolation play at the end of the game to make the score look a little nicer. But really, it was a phenomenal play right there for Isaiah Marshall to close out the game. And I don't think they'll force them to kick it right here.
Yeah, Zavi Bowman gets in on the action, gets into the end zone. We'll make this a little bit more even. But ultimately, that's going to be the end of this contest. West Bloomfield 31, Southfield A&T 20. That's the end of this ball game. Laker postgame show coming up next on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Stormwater travels through a vast system of pipes and pumps to move water away from our homes to a water treatment plant and back into the Great Lakes.
Our system is not designed to handle rainfall from extreme storms that can lead to freeway flooding and basement backups.
Help protect your property and your community by making sure storm drains are clean and avoid using your washing machine so as not to overload the system during a storm.
Keep our system fresh and flowing. It's all one water.
Take a break and tune in to the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Keefe and Diane Chabon as they go through headlines, events, and update you on the day-to-day in Oakland County. Catch us live Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99.
Welcome back to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Lakers and Warriors, this rivalry game. Very chippy conditions for all across the field all game long. Slippery conditions too, as the Lakers ultimately win this big, 31-20, the final score. And Matt, your final impressions tonight?
I mean, really just an impressive display from this Lakers team. It was really an important game, and both the coaching staff and team thoroughly impressed me today. The coaching staff's game plan for this offense was phenomenal. They came out in a three-man front, 6 defensive backs, and they were able to shut down this high-powered offense. But you have to give credit where credit is due to this defense for stepping up and executing the game plan, specifically Bryce Rowe, who you can't go into a 3-2-6 without having a dominant display from your secondary.
Yeah, had a fantastic performance tonight. Several deflections, an interception, and an impressive win, an impressive coaching job this season from that guy on the field, a Laker alum, a longtime assistant, 16 years in waiting for that head coaching position, and gets arguably the biggest win of his first season at the helm. Lakers 31, Southfield A&T 20. Next week, one final regular season game before playoff time. We'll go on the road to Oak Park High School. From the Warriors on to the Knights. An early kickoff at 6 o'clock in Oak Park next week, Friday. Your full coverage on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. For our entire crew, Dom Catoni and Dave Scott, as well as Jared Clark at West Bloomfield High School, I'm Tyler Keefe alongside Matt Catoni. Big thank you also to Calvin Brown and Daryl Sanders at Master Control, making this all possible. Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. We'll see you next week in Oak Park.